everything you thought you knew, you have been lied to. Used, turned into a machine whose only use is repeating political talking points that do not serve you. Voting for politicians that don't care about you and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever, but there is no evidence to support that thought. There is evidence to show that the chance of us surviving is a lot slimmer than the chance of us existing for another 250 years. Your mind is broken. Andrew Tate famously said when asked about the easiest way to accomplish physical goals. He said this to convey the truth that anything that is valuable is difficult to achieve, but worth it. The mind of America is broken. The older generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generations are lost, and the middle class has disappeared. $100,000 a year was once a respectable salary, a goal for most. Now it is not enough to qualify for a mortgage. Boomers have made home prices so unaffordable that Gen Z has stopped even thinking about it as an obtainable goal. Blackstone and other private equity companies have been investing in the single-family home market for years now, and we are starting to see the impacts of this in our country. Rents and mortgages have skyrocketed, which has halted home sales. The actions of the boomers and the private equity companies has left an entire generation behind. Older generations don't understand our generation at all. They think we don't work and don't study like them because we are lazy, when in reality our school systems are harder and less rewarding than ever before, and working accomplishes nothing more than survival for most. My grandfather bought his first house for the equivalent of 10 chickens. He worked barely minimum wage and was able to provide for himself and my grandmother and 3 children. Over time, he made more and became more successful, but his path to success would be impossible in today's day and age. If you worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you saved 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much, because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. Females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our minds are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave, the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them. Be proud to be white. The American education system is a joke. It's no longer education, it is indoctrination. We send our kids to schools to become mindless zombies, compliant in a system that doesn't even like them. You are taught about the Holocaust and slavery, followed by the KKK and Jim Crow, and everything is taught in a way to deter you from being proud of who you are, to stop you from understanding your ancestors, to halt a true educational journey to persuade you to pursue an interest in a narrative that inevitably leads to your own demise. We grew up in an era of Black Lives Matter and reparations. White lives have been treated like villains in the society that we built, told their voices are less than, silenced, mocked, and shamed. But this is exactly what the school system set up from the start. They taught you that if you are white and proud, you will inevitably become a Nazi or a Klansman. They taught you that every culture is beautiful and has things to offer, but when they talk about white culture, it is colonialism, rape, and school shootings. If you are white, your application is put on the bottom for jobs and for colleges. You automatically have white privilege no matter your real circumstances. Want to know the best part of it all? White women have been some of the biggest voices behind attempting to silence white men and promoting multiculturalism. Instead of white women being proud of their heritage, they mock it. They feel ashamed. The female mind is an emotional labyrinth. It's a maze no one has figured out how to navigate, but the volatility of emotions has led to depression, self-hate, and cultural self-rejection. We live in a period of time with the most oppressed group of women to ever exist. Over 50% of women under 30 are on some form of antidepressant medication, altering their minds and critical thinking skills, dulling their emotions, turning them into mindless bastards. What's the best way to convince an entire race that they should not be proud of who they are and they should celebrate the idea of their own race going extinct? Get everyone jacked up on antidepressants and take away their ability to think for themselves. This is exactly what has happened to us. We've been enslaved. White women vote for the policies that expedite white replacement in America and refuse to procreate with anyone that can't convince to join their cause. The pussy-deprived man will join the woman's fight in creating their own destruction. It's like the creation of artificial intelligence. We as humans created something that will destroy us all inevitably. White women have created and promoted a cause that supports their own demise, and they do it all under the disguise of inclusivity, positivity, and emotions. Kanye West had his entire life ruined over statements he made using his First Amendment rights. He became critical of Jewish supremacists and the Black Lives Matter movement. One famous picture everyone has seen is the picture of Candace Owens and Kanye West wearing White Lives Matter shirts. The statement caused chaos, confusion, and retribution within the media. Famous radio hosts like Charlemagne at The Breakfast Club said in a radio segment, "A statement like White Lives Matter should never be tolerated, and any statement about which lives matter that doesn't include black people is a direct act of prejudice and racism." He condemned Kanye West and Candace Owens. Following this, multiple other media outlets targeted these individuals, and it got to the point where both were receiving death threats and hate mail daily. Two black people caused an international incident because they both wore a shirt that said White Lives Matter. If a white man wears a Black Lives Matter shirt, they are considered a hero to half the population, a brave warrior in a long fight against the racist, oppressive white man. But when a black man and woman wear a White Lives Matter shirt with the intention of spreading unity, they are vilified, demonetized, and cast aside in society. Growing up as a white man, you were taught that all of America's culture has been stolen, and white people never had a culture. White culture is colonialism, slavery, and racism. I was once told by a teacher of mine, instead of talking about the true white culture that exists in every corner of the earth you look. When was the last time you looked at art? Not garbage modern art like paint splattering on a canvas, but true art. The Sistine Chapel, Dali, the Mona Lisa, A Starry Night. That is white culture. That is white excellence. Every time you see a play or a beautiful story in a movie, that was inspired by Shakespeare. That is white culture. Elvis, the Beatles, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Shakespeare, Beethoven, Isaac Newton, the list goes on. This is the blood that courses through your veins. This is the scale to which you can achieve but are told you shouldn't. White culture accepts nothing less than excellence. White culture is the driving force in world history. We built nations, conquered worlds, and influenced and determined the course of world history. The ideas of the past that so easily propagandized our ancestors failed to resonate with us. The young Gen Z white men don't think about the Holocaust or slavery or KKK. We don't care about Jim Crow and women's suffrage. Our politicians lie. Affordability is terrible. 50-year mortgages, 15-year car loans. Women act like trash, and they want us to focus on the actions of the white man from 80 years ago. That may have worked for the generations before us who grew up with things to look forward to and could buy houses for pennies, but when you strip an entire generation of any hope of a future like their ancestors had, you also radicalize the generations to push back on the rhetoric and policies that got us to this negative spot in the first place. We have realized that feeling guilty for being born white is a tool taught by leftists and self-hating whites to support a culture of white replacement, to support inclusivity to the point of no national identity. Before hard seller, you had to be a good, moral, high IQ white person to immigrate to America. In 2026, you get a priority if you are a brown or black leftist who hates American ideals. America is an empire in decline, funding and promoting its own dissolution. The history of white America is beautiful. Men bravely fought kings for freedom. We conquered lands and built an empire. We tamed horses and wolves and pursued greatness. White America created the Constitution, the literal foundation of this beautiful country. But in history classes, the white man is depicted as nothing more than a bloodthirsty tyrant looking to enslave and belittle everyone they deem below them. In their failure to educate, they have created a culture of white hate that has people questioning their own identity and roles in society. Instead of teaching the history of white Americans fighting through blood, sweat, and tears to end slavery, they teach young students that America and racism are synonymous, that white pride and nationalism led to this, and because of that, they can't be practiced again. This is an unfair burden to bestow upon children, telling little white boys and girls that they are oppressors and supremacists if they feel any sense of pride in their ancestors and identity. We celebrate black culture in America, we ignore its faults. We celebrate Muslim culture and ignore its faults. But when it comes to white history, we focus on the faults and ignore all the accomplishments. All of this has led to a culture of resentment on all sides. Minorities and white women resent the white man, while the white man resent the self-hating whites and the system itself that allowed this type of anti-white rhetoric to become so mainstream. As white men in this country, we want equality, not supremacy. We are all made equal under God and will all face judgment. What we do want is the end of white guilt. White guilt has emotionally manipulated white women into promoting their own extinction. It has made relationships harder to find, jobs impossible to climb, and the white population decrease in America by over 33%. This is unsustainable. We need to fight back against a system that promotes this woke garbage. The sooner we realize that the system is not on our side, the sooner we can start to dismantle and rebuild. We can create a system of inclusivity without the lingering pressure of forced assimilation. We don't need to allow millions of immigrants to come into America every year. We can promote the nuclear family and incentivize it. We don't have to teach white guilt, but can instead promote national unity. We can't accept the celebration of races going extinct, but we can celebrate the old ideas dying for new ones to take their place. We are the future. The generations pushing these ideas are the past. We are smarter, more innovative, and more willing to speak out than any other generation, and you would be failing your ancestors as a white man to not use your voice to save our race from extinction, to facilitate the destruction of a woke indoctrination in pursuit of truth and unity. Your voice is your God-given right. This is written on our hearts and in our blood. This is where the line has to be drawn, not in anger or hatred, but in clarity. We are America, we are back, baby. Welcome back to another episode of America Unfiltered. Glad to be back with you guys here today on Friday. Welcome to our Casual Friday show. Hope you guys are enjoying the day. Hope you had a blessed week so far. It's been a little bit of a weird news day. We haven't had anything truly major or anything that I deem at least major. You know, the Alien Files came out, which we talked about briefly yesterday. And kind of like I said, it's really just a big nothing burger. I knew they wouldn't actually release anything of substance, nothing of value. They released some stuff, but to be honest, it's kind of just the stuff that we've already known through various documentaries. You know, if you watch Joe Rogan, you already knew every fucking thing in the Alien Files before the Alien Files actually came out. We'll go over them a bit today. But really, the main story I want to go over today is the coordinated smear attack against Nicholas J. Fuentes and the America First movement. And this is coming from multiple different sides, and we actually might tune into an X-Space live. I'm not sure. I just saw that Chief Trumpster, who is a big AF account on X, said that they were going to do a space. I think it's actually like starting right now. We'll probably just tune in a few minutes late, if anything. I'm not exactly sure. Like I said, I'm not sure what they're going to talk about. I think what they're going to talk about is from Amy Dangerfield. Amy Dangerfield ran the AF United conference that happened last week. That was a complete disaster. It had leftists. It had people wearing Doc's Ice shirts, and they called it an America First event. Absolutely ridiculous. If you know anything about America First, not only is Nick Fuentes the leader of the movement, but it is not a movement that invites people wearing Doc's Ice shirts and you had like a Muslim woman there. Like, it was just a ridiculous fucking event all around. And it seems very clear they're trying to take the America First movement straight out of Nick's hands, which is one of the craziest things, because while a movement is a massive thing that can grow to be bigger than a person eventually, like any, you know, like MAGA with Trump kind of, it is key that we have some centralization. It is key that we do have a clear leader. It is clear that we do have somebody, you know, at the wheel who knows what they're doing, knows what they're talking about, knows all the information, knows why we're here, not just like so many people will join and then they'll be like, oh yeah, fuck this, fuck that. And then they can't actually explain the ideas. Nick can clearly explain not only the ideas, but the connections. He doesn't just say, fuck JD Vance. He says, fuck JD Vance because he's connected to this, which is connected to this, which is connected to this, which is funded by Peter. Like, he actually lays out the spider web for you to see. And that's one of the things that makes Nick not just powerful, but it makes him so much better at what he does than pretty much anybody else in the live streaming media space. You know, not even just live streaming. You can include the pre-recorded shows. You can include almost any political talk show or major media news network. And Nick Fuentes does it better than them. Not only is he funnier, not only can he draw an audience faster, and not only is he smarter, but he is so well spoken. He is arguably the greatest speaker of our time. He's able to articulate these ideas in a way that's not only understandable to the normal mind, which is actually more complicated than it sounds, but he is able to articulate them in a way that truly punishes his opponents. You know, when he articulates his ideas, when he explains these things out loud, it truly has real effects in politics in ways that other people can't have because they're not able to explain the ideas fully. It's once in a generation you get a person like this, like Nick, who leads a political movement, who is this smart, this good of a speaker. And right now it seems, like I said, there's a coordinated smear campaign against him to try and discredit him as a Fed once again. And recently the attacks have been coming from two specific people. One is Arvel. Arvel is the guy who's doing the return to the land. And then the second person is Dan Bilzerian, which is absolutely absurd. The fact that Dan is doing this was kind of a shock to me, but after some of the new stuff I've seen about Dan, it's a little bit less shocking than original. Because, sorry, excuse me, sorry about that. I had like 3 Diet Cokes, and now I've got a Red Bull, and we're going to fire today, for sure. We're going to be firing today, for sure. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, it was a shock to me with Dan a little bit, because I'm not going to lie, I used to be a bit of a fan of Dan, but I didn't know him on the political level, really. When I became a fan of Dan was, let's see, I want to say 2019, 2018, I don't know, somewhere in my college years when I was at West Virginia University, as online gambling started to become more of a thing. I found out who Dan was. He was a massive poker player. He kind of got rich off playing poker, and you know, if you were into gambling a bit, if you watched like maybe Togi wasn't even around then, but if you watch like Togi now or like Steve will do it, Dan Bilzerian was kind of like a guy like that in the past. He's an interesting person to watch, interesting character for sure, and he ran a big THC company. And for people who know me, I used to run one in the past as well. So it was somebody who was interesting to me. But on a political sense, I didn't really know the guy that much. I'd known what I'd seen. I saw the Piers Morgan interview, the TMZ interview. I've seen his Twitter account, stuff like that. But now, after this falling out between Nick and Dan, all cards are on the table, and people are laying out all the negative interactions they've ever had with Dan out for the world to see. And we're going to go over some of those today, along with going over the alien files. I do also want to talk a little bit about the Tyler Robinson case. And then guess what? Another Israeli pedophile was just caught in the United States, but this time on camera by Chris Hansen. Holy shit. We're going to review that one today. A guy who worked with Bibi Netanyahu got caught on camera on True Blue by Chris Hansen in a pedophile sting operation. So, like I said, we got some weird stuff. We got some good stuff to talk about. It's going to be fun. Hope you guys enjoy the show. I hope you guys are ready for a good show today. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow me on all platforms. Join the Telegram channel by scanning the code up in the corner. And make sure to check out our website, autv.shop, autv.shop. I actually saw somebody in the live chat said, add a White Lives Matter shirt to the shop. I'll buy it. I'll add that tonight for sure. I like that idea. I'll put a little spin on it too. I'll put some fun stuff on there. I do have a couple ideas that I've been working on that I was planning on putting up on the story either Sunday or Monday, so I'll add it with that. Expect by Monday to have a few new updates to autv.shop. That's where we have all of our merchandise. Christian goes, Jamin wants to see us debate. Yeah, here's the thing, Christian. Like, that's only interesting to him, though. Like you can maybe find me like 5 to 10 people who are going to be like, yeah, that's going to be interesting. But beyond that, there's not much interest there in me debating you, to be honest. Like, I like you, Christian. I'll talk to you, but there's just not a lot of interest in that debate, if we're being honest. And then he said, "Weed?" ? Yeah, THC is weed, or yeah, that's what Dan Bilzerian used to be in, and I used to be in the hemp-derived THC space as well. So a slightly different space, but kind of similar enough that I took an interest in his company. I was looking at it. I would look at bigger companies, kind of to see what they were doing that was successful, what they were doing that was unsuccessful, just things like that you do when you're running a business. But okay, let's get into the show. Let's go right into it. I actually want to see if this I didn't want to go out of order, but I do want to see if this X space started, because that would be interesting. Ooh, it is starting. Let me see if anything is going on there. Give me one moment. We're going to check if anything is going on there right now. Yeah, again, nothing's happening yet. Maybe we'll tune into that soon in a bit. Someone goes, W. Rogan, been a while since I was able to tune in. So glad we're talking about this topic after seeing NJF's tweets. Still haven't seen the Magic 8 Ball t-shirt, damn it, but a White Lives Matter shirt would go hard. The Magic 8 Ball, I have that on there. What are you talking about? I have the Magic 8 Ball one right here. Let me pull it up for you. Right here, Israel did it, Magic 8 Ball. What are you talking about? It's right there. But I will be getting out the White Lives Matter one soon. Very excited for that. But okay, we're just going to go with the show in the regular order. Callie Groip goes, I love the background. Appreciate it. Yeah, we relocated the studio. We were in New York City. Now we're on Little St. James Island. The amenities are great. The jet skiing's awesome. The snorkeling, holy shit. And wow. I mean, does Jeffy bring in some famous chefs on this island? The food, peak food on this island, pizza all day long. No, that's a bad joke. We shouldn't be joking about that. But it is a little fun. Hope you guys are having a good day. Thank you for tuning into the live chat. But yeah, let's get into the actual show. We're going to start with a couple of the smaller things. And like I said, there's really only two small things. And then we're going to go right into the Nick topic. We'll finish with the alien topic. Depending on how fast we do it, maybe we do like a little you mingle at the end. But I don't know. I put in the Telegram. I said, does anyone want to see you mingle? Half the vote said yes. Half the vote said no. So I don't know. I'm a man who likes to please the people. I don't want to displease half of them, but maybe. We'll see. But let's go into this. So this is the first news. This is Tyler Robinson, Charlie Kirk's alleged killer. I have some good news and bad news, they say. Bad news, Tyler Robinson's preliminary hearing delayed until July 6th through 10th. Good news, cameras will be allowed in the courtroom. And that's really the story there. So cameras will be allowed in the courtroom for Charlie Kirk's murder trial, which is a massive development and something that I support. I think, and I've said this publicly, this trial needs to be more public than the OJ trial. They literally put the NBA Finals in a small box so they can cover OJ events. When OJ was having the Bronco chase and then the OJ trial, I mean, they had that broadcasted on every fucking major news network for months and months. Why was it such a hard time to get them to finally say, yeah, we're going to have cameras in the courtroom for the public to see this trial? We all had to witness the murder. We all have had to see the different angles and conspiracies, blah, blah, blah. Maybe some are conspiracies, maybe some are not, maybe some are credible theories. We're not going to delve into that today, but my point is, after everything we've been through with this, and knowing that Charlie Kirk was such an influential figure, who most likely would have been president of the United States, and I'd imagine he would have ran in the 2032 election, maybe in the 2036, but probably the 2032. It's just so crazy to me that it took so much to finally get this, but this is a massive win for the people of the United States, whether you're on the right, the left, love Charlie Kirk, didn't like him, blah, blah, blah. This is a massive win. Transparency is key. And I get this isn't the federal government, but this is the judiciary branch. This is key to honesty in this country, transparency in this country, that we are able to actually get real answers. You know, the more concealed this trial is, the more conspiracies that will come out of it. So I'm very glad about this, and I think this will be a very good thing. I want to go on to our next thing, which is, pretty exciting to talk about, but it's not a good thing. We're not going to say it's a good thing, because obviously, you know, pedophilia is bad in general. But I'm glad that these people are finally being held accountable. That is the good thing. So Benjamin Netanyahu's former personal security guard has been caught in an undercover sting operation, sending sexually explicit images to an undercover detective posing as a teenage boy. Yay. You were involved in security for the Israeli leader Netanyahu, yes. You had multiple chances not to commit this crime, but you did anyway. Those are quotes from the video. We're going to watch the actual video right now. Hope you guys enjoy. This is Chris Hansen going at one of Benjamin Netanyahu's former staff.
We're involved in security for...
Someone said, also, I think you should take a note from Nick and take 2XL off your website. No fat... Wait. I have 2XL. No way. I don't have 2XL on there. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking? Holy shit, you're right. Okay, thank you. I didn't even realize I had 2XL on my website. I hate fat people. I don't hate anybody besides fat people. So that's, yeah. No, fat people don't deserve my merch. If I see a fat person wearing my merch ever, I am going to, you know what like the PETA people do where they like stand outside the stores when you buy the fur jacket, like the fucking animal jackets? and they dump paint on you, yeah, I'm gonna do that to you. I'm gonna dump paint on you if you're a fat ass wearing my shit. Sorry, not gonna happen. No fatties allowed. Fat people are sinful and lazy and gross. Like, if you're fat, what do you do? It's so easy to not be fat. It is so fucking easy. Eat less, work out more. Eat a meal a day, 1 meal a day max, and just go for a fucking walk. It's that easy. And then eventually turn it into a run. Do 50 push-ups a day. Do a couple pull-ups. It's that fucking easy to not be a fat, lazy sack of shit. But some people can't. I appreciate you letting me know that that's on the way. I didn't even fucking know. I should know. That's my website. But okay, let's watch this video of Benjamin Netanyahu's former personal security guard getting arrested in a pedophile sting.
We're involved in security for the Israeli president, Netanyahu.
Prime Minister, not president.
Did you meet the Israeli leader?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions, so I can speak to an attorney.
You sent photos of your penis erect? You told the boy you ruined your shorts, meaning you ejaculated while you were talking to him.
That's disgusting.
You asked for explicit pictures of him. You say the age of consent in Maryland is 16. This boy is 15. You knew this was illegal. And you had multiple chances to not commit this crime, but you did anyway. Which makes me wonder how many times you've gotten away with it before. Do you have CSAM on your phone?
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions, so I can speak to an attorney.
You talk about being busy in training. The boy says his parents will be out of town at a work conference. How long was your drive over here today from your home in Maryland?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions, so I speak to an attorney.
What a rat cunt.
You talked about taking him out after getting to know him for cheesesteaks. And if it goes well, you say you'll meet the monster at the end of the happy trail. Just tell me what you meant by that.
I'm sorry, I'm not answering any questions, so I can speak to an attorney.
You feel pretty good about yourself today, huh? Think you were out.
What are the chances this person gets a passport, flees to Israel, and we never hear shit about this again? I would say probably 9.8 out of 10. 99.9% chance, maybe. Like, this is just fucked. We're fucked. This is just going to be another pedophile who escapes back to Israel.
Smarting everyone. A month and a day you spent chatting with someone who told you they're 15.
A month?
Not just a cop, but a lieutenant. You sent pictures of yourself
like,
in
not
uniform.
that it justifies it if it's like, because a lot of these sting operations are people that they chat with for like literally like they'll match with a guy on a dating app and be like, oh, come over, by the way, I'm this age. And it's like, that's not understandable, but it's like, it's more like, again, I'm not trying to sound like a retard here, but it's more understandable than like talking to them for a month. That's just fucking crazy. I don't know. Either way, it's fucking awful. Not trying to justify it either way. I'm just saying, like, objectively, it's way worse if you're talking to that kid for like a month. That's fucking disgusting.
You sent pictures of yourself from your office at the Metro DC Police Department, lounging on your couch, grooming a child. What should happen to you, Lieutenant?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not answering any questions, so I can speak to an attorney.
I guess you won't be.
Yeah, okay, so that's the whole video. I didn't watch it. I thought maybe there would be a little more to that. He didn't respond with anything there, but that's kind of pretty telling as well. We know the person's guilty, and like I said, we know that this happens where Israelis will do this in America, or Jews will do this in America, and then flee to Israel. They really don't have much to fear compared to the Goyim. If the Goyim does this, they go to jail, rightfully so. If the Jew does this, though, they flee to Israel, and nobody fucking blinks twice. Nobody gives a shit about it. It's one of the most disgusting things ever. The fact that we call ourselves allies with a country that allows that to happen and keeps that many pedophiles in their country who fled from the United States is absolutely grotesque and disgusting, but not surprising when you realize that 61% of Israeli men do not view rape as long as they know the person, and that comes from a Guardian article and a Guardian study that they did at local universities in Israel. But yeah, absolutely disgusting stuff we're seeing coming out of the Netanyahu government with that. That's just no way to justify that. But okay, we're going to move on, like I said, to our first major topic of the day, which is the attack against Nick Fuentes. So it started with this right here, and we're not going to watch it because it's 25 fucking minutes. But it's Arvel. Arvel's the guy doing the return to the land, and he basically made a video saying why he gave up on Nick. He's basically calling him a Fed. He's basically calling Nick out for many reasons. And Arvel has been somebody who has been critical of Nick in the past, but he's also somebody who kind of seems like a fucking retard. He doesn't make a lot of good points. He fails to actually push the direction or push the movement forward. What he has done is interesting with this return to the land thing, but at the same time, it's not appealing to like the masses. It's not appealing to really anybody besides people who want to just go fucking live in the woods for the rest of their lives. You know, they want to build this sustainable society, and it just doesn't seem as realistic as he's trying to make it seem. But like I said, this is kind of the smaller part of it, because the bigger part is what's coming from Dan Bilzerian. And this is the part that I'm a little bit more upset about, because Dan and Nick actually used to be personal friends. I remember watching Nick's show when Dan said, you know, or when somebody said, like, if Dan ran for president, what would you say? And Nick said, I would support him. I would give him my full support. These are people that have hung out before. These are people that have interacted multiple times. And Dan Bilzerian tweets out, I think Nick Fuentes is a Fed. Constant division, endless fighting, defending Epstein, then attacking a Christian man only to endorse a Jewish Democrat woman after saying the left wants us dead. The contradictions never end. So let's talk about the different claims he is making. Constant division, endless infighting. Where does that originally stem from? That originally stems from the Tucker Carlson stuff. And if you've been paying attention to anything with the Tucker Carlson stuff, you know Tucker Carlson has been the one pushing the actual division. So Nick and Tucker did an interview. Tucker talked highly about Nick immediately after. And then in the coming months, as he continued to get more backlash, called a Nazi, kicked out of the, you know, Trump circle, blah, 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 we saw now Tucker is kind of taking an exact opposite stance, saying, oh, I only platform Nick to expose him. I think Nick is completely condemnable and terrible, blah, blah, like just saying every negative thing you could say about Nick. And that's kind of where the infighting started, or that's kind of where the narrative of infighting started last year during the generational run. And then it goes over to the like defending Epstein. Nick didn't defend Epstein. To clarify, Nick's, I shouldn't even, you know, I'm not speaking for Nick here, but from my perspective, when I heard Nick's takes on Epstein, what he was saying is what Epstein did was awful. Everything he did was awful. Nick made the same point I made, that you should probably find, you know, different classifications for prepubescent versus postpubescent. Oh,
get a t-shirt. Also, instead of having 2XL,
you have the Magic 8 Ball in a hoodie, but can I get a t-shirt also instead of having a 2XL on your website? What did it say? Missed the end. Let me refresh that here. Thank you for the $5, though. Thank you for the $5. XL tall option. I kind of mog like that. Okay. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen. I'll get a t-shirt version out there. I don't know what it is. I like sweatshirts a lot, so I put a lot of sweatshirts on there. I kind of put what I like on there. I should have thought a little bit more about... it's fine, though. Whatever. But thank you for the $5. Truly appreciate it. God bless you. Thank you. Happy Friday. Well, let's get back into what we were saying. The defending Epstein. What he was saying, and kind of similar to what I said, is you probably should find a different definition for pre versus post-pubescent, because both are objectively evil, but one is objectively worse, and there should be, you know, a name for the worst one. Like, we should be able to, you know, like if somebody rapes an 8-year-old, like if somebody, you know, statutory rapes an 8-year-old versus statutory rapes like a 17-year-old, very different situations. Obviously, they're both bad, but, you know, one is like a sexually mature person while the other is like a prepubescent child. So very big distinction. And again, both very evil when it comes to the law and things like that. But that was the point he was trying to make. And he also didn't make a point like, you know, making that smaller than it was. His bigger point was the real problem is using that information then as blackmail against the United States to push Israel's agenda forward, which that in itself is a great point. So it wasn't defending Epstein. Attacking a Christian man only to endorse a Jewish Democrat woman after saying the left wants us dead. That he's talking about Casey Putsch, the guy who lost the gubernatorial race in Ohio. This guy, he wasn't a winner. That's the reason Nick didn't endorse him. And Casey really only had negative things to say about Nick. That was also part of the reason. And also beyond that, all of Casey's staff came out and said that this guy was incompetent. He, you know, fucked up getting on the ballot multiple times, didn't even know how to figure it out, that this guy was rude to all of his staff. He thought he knew everything, but kind of knew nothing. So that was a non-winner from the start. So there's a good reason why Nick didn't support him, but openly supported Fishback. Fishback's the guy who's running for governor of my state, the guy who's pulling crowds of like 600 plus, the guy who's on a true generational run right now, the guy who most likely will become the next governor of Florida, from what I've seen. I've seen Byron Donald's rallies. They're fucking tiny, and it's all old people. I've seen Fishback's rallies. They're filled with young people. They fill the back of the rooms. They are everywhere. Fishback is awesome. So that's kind of addressing the actual, and when he's saying to endorse a Jewish Democrat, what he's saying is Nick wants Vivek Ramaswamy to lose in his Ohio governor's race versus Amy Acton, who is a Jewish woman. And the reason Nick wants him to lose is a couple different reasons. One, you have to look at like what happens if the Republicans lose the House in the midterms. Most likely, we're going to have the Senate still packed with Republicans. It doesn't look like if the Democrats actually, win the House with the midterms, that anything meaningful will change. What might change is they're able to restrict the administration a little bit when it comes to war powers, some Epstein oversight, stuff like that. But when it comes to actually like truly hurting the Republicans, they're not going to be able to do much because, like I said, we will most likely still have the Senate. So it's kind of an irrelevant point that a lot of the people in the media are making about like, oh, Nick said the Democrats in the midterms. It's like, okay, but at the same time, he's saying he wants like a far-right nationalist when it comes to 2028. The midterms are almost irrelevant relative to the presidential election in 28, and that's truly what is going to matter. So he's trying to frame it in a similar way, like Laura Loomer, Mark Levin, and people like this who are saying that Nick is now a Democrat plan, etc. But it's not that. It's Nick wanting to restrict Trump and send a message to the Republicans where they're like, oh, what are you going to do? Vote Democrat? It's like, okay, well, we might do something to force you guys to actually do something for us. Because if you guys are just going to continuously say, vote for us and we'll help you with this and then fuck us every time, there comes a time that you do have to send a message. You can't just keep taking that. You can't just keep accepting that or else you're just a cuck. That is what a cuck is. So Nick has made some great points here. Dan Bilzerian made some terrible ones. And then it goes on. This is Nick today, kind of just before I started my show, him talking about Dan Bilzerian. He goes, the first time I met Dan Bilzerian at his house, he had us put our phones in another room, then asked us how difficult it would be to assassinate Israeli government ministers. Then he invited me to Dubai and Qatar, which I declined. On his way there, he was ambushed by the FBI. He goes, I don't know who the fuck this person actually is. I don't think anybody does. Initially, I thought he was just a retard, but he's accusing me of being a federal agent when him and his father are under FBI investigation, and he frequently talks about stirring violence. That is true. Dan Bilzerian has made some violent comments for sure. And Dan Bilzerian, like I said, like we just showed, did accuse Nick of being a federal agent. But at the same time, Dan does, like, there's a thing called Fed posting, which is like, if somebody were to post like, oh, everyone meet here and bring your like stuff like that, stuff a federal agent would do to try and get other people to, go and commit crimes so that way they can infiltrate it, arrest it, investigate them, etc. It seems sometimes like Dan is doing stuff like that, especially with something like this, where he's like, oh, leave your phone in here. Let's go talk in here. And it's just a very odd thing. And then it gets followed up in an even weirder way. You get from Lucas Gage. He goes, in response to Nick's tweet, he goes, holy fuck, I swear to God, he did the same thing to me. He walked me and Jake up to that room with a batting cage. We put our phones on the couch and went up to the secluded room with the big TVs. He asked me about where Ben Shapiro lived and how he could be taken out, which that's an extremely crazy thing. Like, here's what I'll say. I dislike Ben Shapiro. I dislike the majority of the Israeli news media within the United States. I do not wish harm to them. I do not wish them to die. I do not wish them to get hurt. I don't wish them to get harassed. Besides on X, in like a political way, not in a actual targeting a person way. That's just cruel. It's so crazy. It's like this guy is literally saying, oh, where does he live? How do we take, like, that's absurd. That's something a federal agent does when they're trying to entrap somebody else. And then Nick goes, this is getting really weird, man. I wonder if anyone else had similar experience. Seems like his move was to invite all of the prominent JQ influencers to his place in 24/25. Maybe the whole thing was like an Epstein-style honeypot. I just thought he was really dumb. And then Lucas Gage goes, I've only told one person about this and they can confirm it was the only weird thing about that trip. So obviously there's something very weird going on with Dan Bilzerian there. Something very, very off. He's asking people, in secluded rooms within his house. And we know he has massive houses from the stories in the past, but he asked people in these secluded rooms, like, how can we do hits on these people? It's like, what the fuck? Who the fuck are you? It's very weird, very scary stuff, honestly. So this is the coordinated smear campaign we're seeing coming from partially Amy Dangerfield. Even though I think her intentions were innocent at first, I think they kind of strayed. We saw it from Jake Shields. We saw it from Dan Bilzerian. We saw it from Arvil. It is just absolutely ridiculous. The people who leaned on Nick and trusted Nick the most, especially for their information. Like, where do you think Dan Bilzerian gets his information from? Do you think Dan Bilzerian gets his information from doing his own research? No, Dan Bilzerian doesn't. Dan Bilzerian is a sex and drug addict, or an ex-sex and drug addict. He's not that bright of an individual. He has common sense, probably a decent IQ from, to be a good poker player, you most likely have to. But he is not somebody who is that well read. He is not somebody who is incredibly smart, and especially Jake Shields as well. And these people are attacking Nick on all fronts right now, trying to discredit him as a federal agent. And even Myron Gaines came out. Myron Gaines made a video where he explained how Nick's not a Fed, and Myron Gaines himself was a Fed. He even has access, or had access to these files, and said, yeah, there was nothing there to show Nick was a Fed. He even contacted people he still knows. Same thing, same answer. Nothing there to show that Nick is a Fed. There's nothing linking him to this. The only real thing that people have that are like, oh, Nick's a Fed, is him on January 6th. But if you actually read the deposition from January 6th with Nick Fuentes, you understand that he's not. If you see the statements from him, from his lawyer, if you actually read the entire transcript, you would be able to tell for yourself. And beyond that, all the evidence is out there online. It's not only been posted in long-form videos by Nick, by Myron, and by multiple other people, but it is all over social media, the correct information that shows that Nick's not a Fed, with the proof, with the explanation behind all of it. And like I said, if you really want a further explanation on Nick stuff, check out his, I don't know exactly what video. Maybe I'll try and find him, put in my Telegram. But Nick did a video after, who called him a Fed? After Elon called him a Fed. After Elon called him a Fed on X last year, Nick did a video where he explained for an hour straight the allegations, broke down each one, broke down every single detail, showed all the evidence proving otherwise to their claims. So all the evidence, like I said, is out there for people to see, but these people just want to try and take the America First movement from him. And like I said, there is one clear leader to the America First movement, and that is Nicholas J. Fuentes. He is somebody who has got the movement this far. He is somebody who can carry it to the finish line. Like I said, he is somebody who inevitably can be president. I think there are two people that I have my eyes on who can inevitably be more president. One of them is James Fishback. I hope 2032 we get Fishback. And then the other one will be Nick Fuentes. And I think hopefully before 2040 we can get Nick in as president as well. But that's kind of what's going on there. I do want to briefly check in. Let's check in on this X Space, see if anything's happening there. This is an X Space being run by Chief Trumpster. If you don't know who he is, he's on X. He's a massive account, a Groyper account. But let's see what they're saying right now, because they're talking about the AFU, America First United conference that happened last week that I was briefly talking about before.
Yeah, they're not like bright enough or smart to do all this. So obviously, someone else is pulling the strings and trying to go and make this whole thing happen. So, of course, it's all coordinated, all like, a big op, if you will. And this isn't any different from APU or.
Does space just end? What just happened? I think the space, I don't know if it just ended or it's glitching or what's, okay, whatever, fuck that. Whatever. What they're talking about in there is, like I said, the Amy Dangerfield conference that happened last week. And to my knowledge, Amy Dangerfield's not even an American citizen. I think she married somebody for her green card. I don't know if, the intentions, I guess, have been officially confirmed, but we can assume as a non-American, considering herself America First, marrying a guy fairly quickly after being in the country, not a true American citizen. I could imagine she married for a green card. We could just healthily assume that. Someone goes, Chief is a good guy. Oh, for sure. Chief's awesome. Love his account. Let's see if the space is working. I don't know what just happened there.
Used to not have like a live camera feed the entire time. At least you can, wave away the low audience and all that. So yeah, very bizarre. Let's see here. Oh, actually, let's get him up here quickly. I want to talk to him as well because I know I saw on the timeline some posts, particularly around Casey and all of that. And I've learned in terms of just stuff on the timeline and all of that, some troubling information about the campaign and all of this, which I had no idea about a few days or so ago. But hey, how's it going, George?
Hey, Trumpster, I'm doing all right. Just kind of some good news here. I was released from my NDA verbally and in writing, so I'm okay to speak. But some of the other campaign staffers weren't. And today, the Putsch campaign sent out cease and desists and notice of intent to sue for anybody who's spoken about Casey's behavior. Just so you know. So
okay. So they've moved on to Casey Putsch, which I kind of briefly addressed that earlier. We don't need to go into all that. It's just not even that interesting to me. Do I want Vivek to lose? Yes. Do I give a fuck about Casey Putsch? Not really. Like I said, the guy just seemed like a non-winner. It's one of the things I noticed as well, along with Nick. Someone goes, Dan Bilzerian failed to ratio me earlier. Won't let me post the link though. If you send it to me in like a DM or something, I'll pull it up. Send it to me in a DM on X. My X is right on the screen, James AUTV. But okay, let's keep moving on with the show. Let's see if there's anything else. Let's go to Dan's page, maybe, see if there's anything else that has been posted. No, he's even reposting the Elon he's a Fed thing. Just crazy. It's just seething. That's just seething. Let's see if there's any new tweets from Nick. No. Oh, wait. Dan responded and then Nick responded? What? Okay. He goes, now you're just making shit up. This is an old post in Nick's Telegram. Did you or did you not get ambushed by the FBI in the tarmac when you fled to Kariska, Dubai, Qatar to discuss citizenship with government ministers in late 24? Another lie. They gave me a subpoena when I was refueling my plane to testify against my dad, to which I pled the fifth. I wasn't fleeing anywhere. I went to Kariska to free dive, and I met with no government ministers. Nice try, Fed. Interesting timing for a spontaneous trip to the Gulf to discuss golden citizenship with the Emiratis and Qataris with a pit stop in Europe for scuba diving, just as your daddy was being indicted by the DOJ for concealing money in the shell corp that your name is on. Triple citizen. I will say that's crazy that his dad is... Like, I haven't been paying attention to Dan over the last few years, but you want to know what's crazy? Like, if you've read Dan's book... Let me see here. Wait. Give me one moment. Kind of want to go... I have it. I kind of want to get it to show you, like, what's on the first page. The first page is literally his dad I'll just say it because I remember it. His dad is telling him that the first page starts with it's just a quote from his dad. It's like, hey, son, I'm going to prison. And he finds out in that moment that his dad is kind of a scammer and he's going to prison. This is the big 20. Like, that was when Dan was like an 8-year-old kid. This is the big 26. He's still up to this shit. What the fuck? His dad is still a scammer? That's once a scammer, always a scammer, I guess. That's crazy. There's no golden citizenship. It's a golden visa, retard. Freediving isn't scuba. My name isn't on the Shell Corp. You're really scrambling with these lies, but the truth is you're a gay Mexican kid LARPing as a white Christian, sabotaging anyone trying to do anything positive. Is there any reply? No. Honestly, if I was Nick, I wouldn't even reply to that. It's just not even worth the retarded argument. But yeah, that's... What is this? Oh, yeah, there was another thing coming out of it, too. Let's see if I have it. I don't know. Oh, Jerp Chirp just gifted us up. Thank you, Jerp Chirp. Let's go. I appreciate you guys. Have a great stream, brother. I'll tune in on Spotify later. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. God bless you. But there was another tweet that came out by the, there's somebody running a Bilzerian for Congress X account, and they tweeted, we're compiling a list of groypers. We want to send it over to the federal government because these people are all terrorist extremists. Like, what the absolute fuck? Dan Bilzerian went from a guy who was supporting Nick, and then Nick didn't answer like 3 or 4 of his texts in a row. And then after Nick didn't answer his text, Dan Bilzerian tweets out that he's a Fed. And then immediately after, the Dan Bilzerian for Congress account tweets out that they're going to start compiling lists of groypers and anyone who openly says they affiliate themselves with Nick or the America First movement to the FBI and 2 different, I'm guessing they're going to send stuff to like ADL, SPLC, etc. It's just one of the craziest, most backward things. It's so fucking ridiculous, especially when you realize that every fucking thing Dan knows he got from Nick. He got it from either texting Nick, DMing Nick, sending him messages on Telegram, or watching his fucking show. Like I said, Dan Bilzerian's not that smart of an individual. He's genuinely just not that smart. You could tell a little bit by reading his book. You could tell by watching interviews with him. You could tell by just the way he talks in general. He's not that smart. I'm not calling him a total fucking retard. Like, there are people who are, like Jake Shields, way dumber than Dan. But Dan is just not that impressive when it comes to his political knowledge. He doesn't know much. Like, for me, I haven't been doing politics for that long. But I could easily sit there and have a debate with Dan just because I know more. Dan is just not that smart of a person, so it's sad to see somebody going down this route. I know, you know, what he's doing is awful, and like I said, I completely agree it is awful, but the thing we do in a moment like this, you know, while we do criticize this person, and we should also pray for this person. We should pray for Dan. We should pray for these people. Pray that they're able to, you know, have a real relationship with Christ. Pray that they're able to stop lying and manipulating. Pray that these people can come back to the Christ and our Lord. We're supposed to pray for our enemies, and I know sometimes people don't want to, and I feel that myself as well. You know, sometimes I was even debating, like, do I even say it? But that is the correct answer. You know, we put our faith in Christ, we put our lives with Christ, and we should pray to Christ for these people, for Dan Bilzerian, for Arval, for Jake Shields, for Amy Dangerfield, for the people trying to skin suit the America First movement to make it a movement of their own. They did not start this movement. Amy Dangerfield, not even a real American. Dan Bilzerian holds 2 passports. And yeah, sure, I've openly said that he's not tied to the Armenian one, and I honestly do believe that. I'll stand with that. I'm not going to, you know, go back on things I said just because I don't like the guy. But he does hold 2 passports, and he is somebody who is just like, he's somebody who is super critical about Nick's coverage of Epstein while at the same time he like glorifies Hitler. It's like, okay, like, are you a fucking retard? It's just absolutely ridiculous. Jake Shields, same thing. Was I shouldn't say crucifying, was ripping into Nick over his statements on Epstein, and then same thing, was like, oh, Hitler's so based. And it's like, okay, like, do you even know fucking anything? Like, could Jake Shields tell you the year that World War II happened? Could he tell you the countries that were involved in the different powers? Could he even tell you what Pearl Harbor was? Like, I'd be surprised if Jake Shields knew, you know, what country was involved with Pearl Harbor. I would be actually shocked. Z-Juice, he's going up, up, up. Did you see how drained Comshot looked at weigh-in? Praying Sean drags him to deep waters and gets it done tomorrow. Dude, that's a crazy Khabib callback. He's like, I'm gonna, like, when that just reminded me of when McGregor and Khabib were in the press conference, and like McGregor's talking all this shit. He's like, fuck you, just talking shit like he does. And Khabib just goes, I'm gonna drag him into dark waters and make him find himself. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, that's absurd. That's a scary threat. You're gonna drag him into deep waters and make him discover himself? That's a crazy threat. But that just reminded me of that. But yeah, I did see, that was absurd. I didn't like that too. I think they cheated the weigh-in. I'm not, like, I'm biased towards Strickland. I'm going to be honest, extremely biased. I want Strickland to win. I fucking hate Khamzat. He's a Chechen whore, a goat fucker, a retard. And I've been a diehard Sean Strickland fan for a long time. Love Sean Strickland. I've had my eye on him for years. But if you watch that weigh-in, you'll see Khamzat steps on the scale and he steps off before the scale balances. It's not a digital scale. It's like a weight balancing scale. And he steps off before it balances, then steps on again and steps off before it balances. There's no way he was actually 185. That thing was fucking bad. I don't know. I'm just not buying it. But either way, you know, while it does matter, it doesn't. They both are going to show up 25 pounds heavier regardless. But yeah, I do think they need to stop the cutting in the UFC. And the way you stop the cutting is just way more weight classes. And to be honest, you have to sign a lot more American fighters to make that happen. You got to expand the sport. But that needs to be what happens. You can't have these people like starving themselves for days and dehydrating themselves for days before this fight. That is just unhealthy. It's terrible. And as a wrestler, you used to cut weight. It's awful. Like, I had to cut 20 pounds in my sophomore year of high school. It's awful. It's not fun. People don't like doing it. It is super unhealthy. It creates unhealthy habits. Like, literally, my nicotine habit stemmed from when I wrestled as a fucking sophomore in high school. It started. And I haven't been able to kick it. It's so fucked. I think I kicked it for like 8 months, and then I was back. Nicotine. So I love nicotine, but I fucking hate it at the same time. Def cheated the weigh-in. John Anik already came out trying to defend it. Yeah, it's absurd. That was definitely cheating. But that's also what they do. Like, we can't blame the UFC for doing what the UFC does. The UFC favors the champion always. And to be honest, while they like Strickland a lot because he's entertaining, he brings money to the sport, brings fans to the sport, they also don't like him. He gets him in a lot of trouble. Like, Paramount literally had to cut off Sean's mic in his last press conference, and they actually did it in the opening press conference just the other day too. Absurd. But Sean Strickland is the man. He is America. I love Sean Strickland. But okay, let's go on. Let's do these alien files really quick, and then I don't know if you guys want in the chat. We'll do some you mingle. It's up to you guys. I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I could go any way on that. But basically, we got information yesterday. I heard from a source that they were going to be releasing the alien information. And then shortly after I said it, you had people in the government tweeting, 9 a.m. tomorrow. Keep your eyes out. And I knew immediately, yep, this is going to be it. I knew my source was right. We are getting the alien information. But at the same time, I told everyone, I'm like, don't even get your hopes up. This is two things. One, it's a distraction from the fact that we're in a war that we're never going to win with Iran. And second thing, it's a distraction from Epstein. It's kind of just a distraction from all the fuck-ups Trump has done. It's a way to say we're super transparent. But it's like, okay, I think every American would prefer to have the additional 3 million Epstein files that we weren't given access to than to have all of the alien files. And they didn't even release all the alien files. They gave us a couple, but all they gave us was stuff like this. And we'll go over a couple of the things, but it's all a big nothing. Like I said yesterday, they weren't going to release anything meaningful. They released videos that are less impressive than the videos we've seen in the past. If you've seen any alien documentary, if you've listened to Bob Lazar talk once, you know about the subject, you know a little bit about it. This stuff is nothing new. During COVID, when they were trying to distract in the beginning of COVID, they were like, we're going to disclose videos of UAPs, UFOs, whatever you want to call them. And they released videos from the Air Force of planes locking onto UFOs, things like that. Just weird things that we couldn't necessarily explain. And then now they're releasing just more videos of that. It's okay, I don't give a shit about seeing the videos of a little white dot on a screen just moving around. I want to see the fucking little 4-foot tall green aliens with big bug eyes. That's what, unless you're showing me that, I want to see it. And unless you're showing me that, why? Why are you showing me at all? I don't give a shit about seeing a object that is this big in a fucking black and white video like this. This is the video they released, or one of the videos that everyone's talking about today. And it's okay, is this even impressive? That little white dot on the screen. Okay, who gives a fuck? That could just be a glitch pixel. This is nothing. He goes, I tagged you under it. I up-arrowed your comment, not me talking shit. Oh. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, this is one of the videos. Okay, let me pull up you tagged me in the comment. I'll give you a follow too, buddy. There we go. Just give you a follow. Let's see. So Dan Bilzerian tweets out Fed. Let's see how many he got. 11,418, 120, 467 comments. Close. I don't know. I wouldn't say it's the most impressive ratio, but it's good. Especially for an account of your size. It's pretty good. Nick is endorsing a Jew over a Christian. Oh no, Vivek is Hindu. Oh well, who even really cares about governors anyway? Damn, yeah, I did see this. This was one of the craziest things. He goes, Fed, so you want to vote Republican for the midterms then? What the fuck? Call me crazy, but I'd say vote for Christians and not Jews. People that aren't taking money from AIPAC, maybe start there. Vivek isn't Christian. And then he goes, nobody is saying vote for that shitbag. Who the fuck cares? It's and it's so crazy because I saw a thing from Dan today too. Dan was shitting on Nick. And he's like, you didn't even tweet once about Casey Push. And it's People then search Dan's account with Casey Butch. Dan did not mention Casey Butch until today. Until fucking yesterday and today, he has not even mentioned the guy. And he's shitting on Nick. He's like, oh, you're not endorsing this guy. You're not supporting this guy in his campaign. It's like, okay, fucktard, practice what you preach. You're not doing it yourself. Are you fucking kidding me? It's actually absurd. He goes, that's my alt account, LOL. Yeah, no, that's pretty solid, though. All right, we're going to go back to this alien stuff for a bit here. Like I said, there's just not a lot there, though, to me that's, like, super impressive. Let me get, this was the other thing they put out that, like, everyone's talking about. And it's like, what the fuck even is this? Like, who, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but it's like, what even is it? I will say the craziest thing to come out of there was from the Apollo missions. In my opinion, the craziest thing to come out of the alien files, fuck this, why are we looking at this? Let's look at the Apollo stuff. The craziest stuff is the Apollo file. Oh, he replied to that post? Wait. Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay. You did beat him. Nick responded to your post, too. Let's go. Okay, no, sorry. That's my bad. I'm retarded. I didn't click on the post, and if I don't click on the post, it didn't show me the replies. I just assumed it was a screenshot. You were okay. No, I get what you're saying now. Yeah, no, that's a good job there. That's a ratio for sure. That's a clear ratio. Let's see the replies to Dan here. You even got Nick to respond to you. That's pretty solid. And this is a pretty important point right here, too. So we're going to get behind candidates that are going to lose. And that's a great point to make because it's like the America First movement, it has to thread the needle. And people aren't realizing that it has to absolutely thread the needle. And any misstep, we will miss completely. We cannot be supporting candidates who have no fucking chance of winning and are total crash outs and retards because the movement is so delicate. If we take a massive misstep, if we support a candidate who just shits the bed completely, embarrasses us, it's only going to reflect poorly on the movement as a whole, and it's only going to give the Jews more ammo, not just the Jews, but the Israeli media. It's going to give the Jewish supremacists, it's going to give the Trump establishment, it's going to give the Democrats, it's going to give all these different groups, it's going to make them feel empowered to feel like they can shit on us, that they can try and diminish what the movement is, and that they can use it, spin it in the media to make it look like we're not as big as we are. If they are able to be like, oh, they supported this guy literally got his ass beat, he got like 1% of the vote, that reflects extremely poorly on us, and less candidates would be inclined to go be America First candidates. We want to support real America First candidates. You know, I put my weight behind Fishback pretty early on, even earlier than Nick, because I met him in person. I talked to him. He's an extremely smart guy, good debater, and I could tell instantly after meeting him. I'm like, not only does this guy have a real chance, he's really smart, he's really successful, but I was like, there's no way that Nick won't support this guy inevitably as this guy keeps growing and Nick sees what this guy's able to do. I was there early on, and at a small pizza joint I had never fucking heard of, this guy pulled in hundreds of people. They literally had like the doors cracked open. It was a crazy event, and that was the event he took off my hat and he put my hat on, the America First hat. That was awesome. That's where the the picture comes from of James Fishback wearing the America First hat. I was wearing it. I was sitting there. I was filming the event, and he walks up. He goes, "Can I use that for a second?" And I go, "Sure." I give it to him. He puts it on. He's like, "I'm proud to wear this hat. I'm proud of what it represents. And to be honest, the people who wear this hat are some of the smartest, brightest young men I've met in this country." And that was awesome. And that really boosted Fishback's political career. Not only boosted his career, but it showed that he's not a complete pussy and a shill. You know, a lot of people would just denounce Nick because it's easier for them, because they can get more lobbying money. Fishback did the opposite. Fishback was offered $500,000 to denounce the Groypers. He hung up the fucking phone. Casey Butch was a retard who couldn't even explain his own positions to, people. Casey was a person who would just yell at all of his employees. I've talked to Fishback employees. I know people who volunteer and people who work on the campaign. They're extremely smart. They're extremely close to Fishback, and Fishback is extremely good to them at the same time. That is how you run a campaign. Someone said small pizza joint, eh? Comet, ping pong. Yeah, the cafe beach NGA, like, I don't even know what that cafe is called. Like, I have no clue what it's actually called. But that was one of the funniest things. He's like, we're holding an event at Byron Donald's favorite cafe. Like, it was like Cafe Beach Niga. Like, I don't even know how you pronounce it. It's like NGA. Like, it was so funny. Someone goes, I almost chalk it up to just disagreeing with Nick's strategy. Fed is just a way of saying they don't trust it will work. This happened before and it blows over. Yeah, in the end, like, people will realize that Nick is the way in this movement. Dan Bilzerian is... he's not going to do much. And one thing I realized too, and to be honest, this is my fault. I didn't realize it, but there's somebody else who's in that race with Dan Bilzerian and Randy Fine. To my knowledge, I thought it was just Randy Fine and Dan Bilzerian. But turns out there was a candidate who's already an America First candidate who was there before Dan Bilzerian was there. So next week, we'll be doing a show about him. We'll be looking into him, checking him out, seeing what he's about. Because it sounds like there was already an America First candidate who was there opposing Randy Fine, but just wasn't getting much attention yet, but is getting a bit more attention now that Dan Bilzerian seems to be acting like a complete and total cunt. But okay, let's get back to the alien stuff. Let me get this Apollo stuff pulled up that I was gonna... So this stuff was a little bit interesting. Out of all the alien files that came out, to be honest, I found this to be the weirdest, most intriguing one. But people from the Apollo missions, they said while they were on the lunar surface, that they saw these, weird little lights, flashes of lights. They saw weird moving objects. You can kind of see them in the image a little bit. And this was all in the file. They are saying that these most likely were alien spacecrafts monitoring us as we made that trip to the moon. Aryan excellence that we made. I hate when people say we didn't go to the moon. It's actually one of my least favorite conspiracy theories. So we went to the moon, pure Aryan, pure white excellence when we got there. Could not have been accomplished without white people. It's true exploration. It's awesome. It's the stuff that Alex Jones, gets so packed. Like the Magellan. Oh, I love the Magellan speech. Like that, I'm ready to run through a fucking wall after I listen to that speech. It's so great. It's so great. But this was probably one of the more interesting things to come out of it. And then, like I said, this is the actual post they put out, and they gave a link to a website where you can check out some of the different files. But like when you click on them, there's not really like much there. There really is not. Like I've looked through a lot of these, and to be honest, there's not like a lot there. It's not that interesting. It's nothing we didn't really already know. Like the Apollo stuff is a little bit new, but there's nothing we really didn't know. Like let me pull up this. Like, if you go to the alien files, it's literally just stuff like this. They're saying that this right here, this star object, that this is like a camera glitch, that's not legit. Whether that's true or not, I don't fucking know. I'm not a scientist. There are these videos. It's all them tracking these little white dots. There have been some statements saying that there have not been... Oh, okay, I haven't seen this. Was this in there? Is that the alien? What the fuck is that thing? I'll come punt that thing. What is that thing? A strange dead being that was found in a UFO. Oh, this is the Roswell, New Mexico crash? Is this Roswell, New Mexico, I'm guessing? They're saying that's the alien. Dude, I could cunt punt that thing. Why are we afraid of these things? I could beat the shit out of it. I'm not even that tall. I could beat the fuck out of that thing. I could literally beat the shit out of this. Yeah, wait. This was in a... It's crazy. It's like, guys, we're going to release everything. And it's a picture from a fucking book that's been out. That's crazy. That's crazy. This is how dumb our government thinks we are. It's crazy. It's crazy. Let's see. But this is what I'm saying. This is all it is. It's like... It's nothing that interesting. It's all just same old shit we've heard before. Same old... if you've watched a single... Okay, this can't be real. This is fake. That's got to be an AI video. That's not fucking real. Okay, well, this is the second time I saw that video. I don't know. I'd imagine that's a fake video. I would say 8 out of 10 chance that's fake. I don't know for certain, but I'd imagine that's fake. But yeah, again, so kind of a big nothing burger when it comes to the alien files. Those are American uniforms in New Mexico? Nah. As an Iowan, have you heard much about Zach Lon for Gov? He's not as based as Fishback as far as shock value, but his slogan is Iowa first, America always. Heavy on education, taking the phosphate out of our farmlands, taking zero money from any big donor. No, I haven't heard of that. We'll look him up. We'll look him up. What's his name? He's got a Tucker video.
I mentioned the three big companies that are controlling the ag input market: Bayer, Corteva, and Syngenta. There's other ones, but Bayer's a German company. Yes.
This guy in the chat goes, "You finally got the show on the road." Yeah, an hour ago. What are you talking about? I see you're dressed for action this evening. Dude, what are you, like, this is just casual Friday. I'm wearing a sweatshirt. He said, have you considered a career in the military? Yeah, I did when I was 18. Or actually when I was 19, they denied me because I had too many concussions. I had gotten like 3 concussions within like the last year before that. So it was too much of a liability. I wish I did it kind of at the same time, but you know, I don't know. I go back and forth a lot. It would have been fun. Not fun. I don't know if fun's the right word, but it would have been good, discipline. To be honest, I probably would have been getting like $5,000 a month for the rest of my life too. But yeah, no, I did try. It was actually crazy too. Like, here's a wild story. When I walked into the Army recruiting office, I walked in and I'd called, and then I walked in, you know, a day later. And I was like, hey, I walked in, first guy I see. I walk up, shake his hand, and I go, hey, my name's James Pascalides. I'd like to join the Army. And he just points to the door and goes, stop fucking with me. Get the fuck out of here. And I just look at him with like so confused. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, no, I want, like, why? Did I do something wrong? I want to join the Army. He's like, tell me your real name. And then I'm like, my name is James Pascalides. Like, what do you mean? And then I pull out my license. And then he pulls out his license. His name was James Pask, or James Pasca. And I was like, holy shit, like spelt in a similar way. It was really weird. Like, such a small world. But then, yeah, we had the conversation. He was like, yeah, damn, sorry, we can't do it. You're too much of a liability with the injuries. Because, like I said, I'd had 3 concussions. I'd broken my leg all within, like, a year and a couple months of when I went in. So it wasn't great. I'm sure I could actually probably go back now and they'd take me, but I have no interest in doing it now. Now that I know what our military is actually doing, you know, when it comes to... I don't want to go die for Israel, if I'm being honest. I don't want to. Like, I don't want to go fucking die for Israel. I have no trust that the Trump administration will keep us out of wars. I have no trust that, you know, if Vance or Rubio got elected, they would keep us out of wars. I have no interest in dying for Israel. And to be honest, if I'm in the military after everything I've said, first of all, they wouldn't allow me after everything I said. But they would also just fucking kill me. Like, the first chance they got, not the military, if there was like a really Jewish military member, but like if we worked side and side with the IDF, they would just fucking off me, false flag. Like, they don't like me. Ugh.
Corteva is an American company. Top shareholders are BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street of that company. But Syngenta is a wholly owned state enterprise of the Chinese government. Actually? 100%. So about somewhere on the end of 5 million acres in our state has chemicals and seed technology from a company that's a wholly owned company of the state of China, the country of China.
I want to see, is there anything more about this guy? Like, does this guy have a website? I'll find it. Let's see. He has a good website. Holy shit. Big, beautiful white family. Get this guy in the White House. 6 generations of serving Iowa. Let's go. This guy has a beautifully built website. I'll say that. Like, this is an excellent website because it's somebody that retards, old people, young people, everybody can like understand this website. They could read it easily. It reads like a newspaper for old people. It has like, changing images, colors, it's built for young people. It's built for everybody. It is a great website. I'm liking this guy so far from what I've seen on the from what I'm seeing with the website. People are being pushed aside by greed, corruption, and a rigged system. I will fight with everything I have for our future. Dear fellow Iowan, I'm asking for your trust, and if I'm to do that, you should know exactly where I stand and what I'll fight for without hesitation, without apology. I'm a father, a farmer, a businessman. I'm investing in Iowa, and I'm my own biggest donor. I don't answer to donors, corporations, only to God, my family, and the people of this state. I believe Iowa can be a beacon, the safest, freest, most family-centered state in America. Dude, you know how sick it is, too, that it's like, isn't this where, yeah, Caitlin Clark went to Iowa, too? Let's go, based. I believe we read that. What drives me is simple. I want to build a future for my kids and grandkids, one where they can stay in Iowa, build a family, and thrive. Beautiful statement. That statement alone is awesome. Love that statement. Over the next few months, I'll be on the road listening in church, basements, VFW halls, farms, school gyms, where Iowa's wisdom lives. This is Iowa. This is our home, and it's worth fighting for. Okay. I like this guy so far. I like that he has a big, beautiful white family. That's awesome. Okay. I'll get on board with this guy. I'm going to keep doing research, but I like him. I like him a lot. Got a kick bounty? Who gives a shit? Fuck off. Wait, 100 subs. Go outside and touch grass? What does that mean? What do I got to do? It's telling me to go touching grass is underrated. What do I have to do? Touch grass for 30 minutes. I don't even get what that means. Do I have to just go outside and put my hand? Oh, you have to Okay, this is retarded. Like, what? It's a retarded kick bounty. Okay, who gives a shit? Okay, let's see. Was there anything more? No, that was kind of it with the alien stuff. What do you guys think in the chat? I respect that, James. I'm Marine Corps. Should have been your first choice, though. Yeah, to be honest, like, dude, when I was signing up, like, I just, like, I don't know. I just didn't, like, know a ton about, like, all the different branches, besides just different, like, movies I'd seen. I don't know. I wasn't, like, I just didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I knew I wanted to, like, work for myself, and I knew, I didn't have a business idea at the time when I was, like, 19. I didn't start my first business until after my 21st birthday, I think. I wanted to be infantry. What was the exact position? Infantry 11 something? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know, dude. It was so long ago. It's like, what, 7 years ago now? But okay, let me know. What do you guys want to see? Do you guys want me to go on You Mingle for like 30 minutes? I kind of want to, but at the same time, if you guys don't want me to, I'll just go right to the comments. Up to you guys. You Mingle for 30 minutes or right to the comments. You guys pick. All right, to whatever Indian bot just joined my Twitch chat, kill yourself. Indian bots are the worst. Okay, somebody fucking respond before I crash the fuck out. Do you guys want to see fucking You Mingle? Or do you want to see me go to the comments? If I don't hear, I'm just going to do You Mingle for like 20 minutes and then do the comments. Because I kind of want to do it. It is kind of fun. And I feel like it'd be a little more fun with the new setup with like the better cameras. Because what gets everyone at first every time is like, holy shit, your camera quality is insane compared to everyone on here. I have a better camera now. I have an actual fucking camera. Before I had a shit little webcam. Now I have an actual camera. Groiper's mom goes, You Mingle. Let's go. Groiper's mom's in the chat. Shout out Groiper's mom. We love Groiper's mom. God bless you. Groiper's mom's arguably my favorite person next to my mom. I love Groiper's mom. All right, let's get some You Mingle going. We'll do it for like 20 minutes and then we will. Somebody else said You Mingle. Somebody else said You Mingle. Christian is the only one who said do the comments. So that means we're definitely doing You Mingle. Sorry, Christian. We'll get to the comments after. Okay, let me get this QR code off the screen. I gotta start my virtual camera. I think this will be... I don't know how the sizing is going to be. I might have to adjust this a bit. Let's see. We'll see how the size is when I start the video here. This is where the freak found me originally, though. Like, this is... Let me move this stuff off this. Give me 1 sec. QR code, move that. Instagram X, move that. Okay, yeah, there we go. I feel like this is pretty solid. Let's do it. But yeah, this is where the freak was like trying to stalk me on fucking here. He was trying to stalk me on Mingle. And it's like, dude, you realize I would just skip you if you were just an absolute freak. But okay, let's get into it. Let's go right for it. Let's see what we got.
Oh, yo, let's get some.
You're from the UK.
unfiltered
Fuck
American-
you. Who cares? We're aiming for some Americans here. I don't want to. Okay, you're. Oh, I was gonna criticize her for using the vape. How are you guys doing?
Oh, we're on a game show?
Are we on a game show?
Yeah, you're on a game show. What's 34
Buddy,
plus
I can't hear
66?
you.
Is it connected to my AirPods?
No, it's froze.
What's 34 plus 66, fuckface?
Are you sure it's not connected?
Okay, they're retarded. I wonder if I, like, can I do this? And, like, it says, like, what are your interests? Can I type USA? And will it just, like, only connect me with people in the USA? Because I have no interest in... Okay, Tanzania first. Who gives... Like, what? Egypt? Okay, no, we're not doing it. It's going to be all fucking third worlders wanting to talk to, like, American bitches. We're not... Okay, never mind. Going back to normal. Going back to normal.
It's not from...
Okay, how you doing? But Master's
God
hat,
dang,
holy shit, you must come
podcaster.
from money. Are you a black boy or black girl? The fuck are you? Can we get someone from the United States here? Okay, how you doing, sweetheart? No? Nothing? Are people retarded tonight? What's going on? Okay, you're a freak. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Ah! Kill me. Hello?
Why are you yelling?
The America Unfiltered Show.
Holy shit, she can read. What's 34 plus 66?
I'm lagging.
That's crazy. What's going on here? Okay, this kid's fatter than fuck. Okay. I keep skipping way too fast. Okay, you're gay. Why are you a wigger? Why do you act like that? Do you have a dad who loves you?
I can't even hear you, bitch. I can't even hear you, bitch.
Yeah, here. Oh, is that why people are skipping me? Is my mic not on? Give me 1 sec. Give me a second. Okay, let's see. Why isn't... It's because my mic wasn't connected on my browser, I guess, or something. Sorry, I'm just fucking with the settings now to make sure my mic Alright, let's see. What the fuck's going on here? Okay, this should work now. This should work. Okay, I got it fixed now, I think. I think I got it working now. This should work. Okay, let's see.
I'm not dating the dinosaur.
Okay, you seem like freaks. We're not engaging in that. Are you a pedophile? Okay, let me ask you something. What a dick. What a dick. Okay. Which one's the smart one? Which one's the dumb one?
Me.
You're the dumb one?
I'm the dumb one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. So what's
I'm the
34
kindest
plus
one.
66?
Wait, what?
What's 34 plus 66?
I never said what I was smart at. 70.
Yeah, holy shit, you're so smart. 70, wow. Wow, geniuses. Do you guys know the 19th Amendment?
No.
No. Do you think women should vote in America?
Yeah. Yes.
So you don't know the amendment that allows women to vote. You don't know the answer to 34 plus 66, which is 100, but you think women should vote in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So you're just a total fucking retard.
Yeah.
You're uninformed and dumb, but you think you should vote.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Do you have a dad in your life?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, but he's currently missing. I think he might be dead. I think mine's in jail.
Yeah, see, that one I believe for sure. You said you think your dad is dead?
Yeah.
If that's real, I'm sorry. I'll pray for his health, but I don't know if I believe it, to be honest. Why do you have a bull ring? What do you find appealing about, having a bull ring in your nose?
It's hot. A bull ring.
Yeah, bull ring.
Yeah. You mean
Bulls
a
have
septum?
those. Like the animals, bulls, they have those. So why do you as a
Okay, your
human
point
have that?
is-
Why do you as a white girl ruin your looks?
She looks fucking hot.
No, she doesn't. She actually looks like a bull. She looks like an animal.
Well, you're just a dick.
A little bit, yeah. At least we know the mic is fixed.
Hello,
What the fuck was that?
The fuck was what?
I don't know. There's a fat retard before you. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, we're killing it today.
Killing
You're a
it?
white
Hell
guy.
yeah.
What's your position? Are you pro-white? Are you proud to be white?
I mean, yeah, I would say so.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay. Like, would you ever wear a White Lives Matter shirt?
Probably not.
Why not?
No. I mean, I would just say I'm as happy to be me as I would be happy to be anybody else, you know?
If you were black, do you think you'd commit crimes like black people do?
No, I feel like if I was black, I'd still be the same person.
What's your opinion on race mixing?
Race mixing? I mean, I don't see anything wrong with it personally. Like, you just kind of fall in love with whoever.
Okay, let me ask you this. Do you resemble your like grandfather or great grandfather at all? Like, if you ever looked back in family old pictures, like, or maybe like a great uncle, or do you resemble anyone from your lineage?
Not really. I kind of look more like my mom than I do anybody else. My mom kind of doesn't look like any of them.
It's a little interesting.
Yeah.
Is it important to you that your kids resemble you or no?
I mean, yeah, I feel like, it'd be more of a mix of both. Like, you can see a resemblance in both.
Do you think if you had kids with a black woman, your kids would look like you?
I mean, to some attributes, but it's not as much more as look to me, just more if as, they're your kid. I mean, you're gonna
I'm not
love
saying
them
they're not
no
your
matter
kid.
what.
And again, it's not illegal. It's not immoral. I'm just saying white people should be inclined to procreate with white people for a couple of reasons. One, we got to make the white race live on. It's a dying race, and we don't want any race to go extinct. We don't want blacks, don't want Asians. We don't want white people to go extinct, especially because white people build so many beautiful things in this world. But beyond that, I think it is important that your kids do resemble you and you do, carry on that. For thousands of years, your family has kept your bloodline like this. And I think they're ancestors who would spit at the idea of you changing that.
I mean, there definitely are, but I mean, as time does, advance, with time, we just kind of advance more into the future. Like back then, we had the segregation. Now there's no longer segregation, and then times are advancing.
Like
more to where
Muhammad Ali
everybody
was,
is in.
against segregation, but he was also against race mixing.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's more of like kind of a back in the times now. Like the times are more or less changing from then.
But do you think it should change a little? Like, I'm not saying we need a full revert back, but don't you think we should go a little bit back? Like, don't you think we went a little too far?
I mean, I would say there's some aspects that have gone too far, but not exactly everything, There's definitely, it's just things have to advance with time, Things can't always stay the same.
Like, what do you think needs to go back versus what do you think is really positive?
Positive wise, I like the fact that everybody can be entwined. I think everybody needs to be included personally. I mean, there definitely are some gates between some cultures, but I just feel like, if they were to get more into, other culture, they would start to realize.
So you think multiculturalism is a good thing?
Yeah.
You don't think a nation should have a shared identity and culture?
I mean, there definitely will be that culture. I mean, like,
do you think white people have a culture?
A slight bit, like
slight bit.
Not,
can I tell you what white culture is?
Yeah, explain to me.
Aristotle, Plato, Van Gogh, Da Vinci, Mozart,
Yeah.
Like Shakespeare, that's all culture. That's movies, that's music, that's art, that's architecture. It's the thoughts and ideas that inspire us. It is everything around us. Like all the beautiful architecture you see in America and in Europe, that was white people who inspired that. The art you see, the Sistine Chapel, things like that, that was white people. Music in general, outside of like shitty rap music, inspired by white culture. So white does have a real culture, but it's something that people don't talk about enough, where it gets to the point where you as a white man say, oh, we kind of have a culture. We had a massive culture, and we've lost this shared culture a little bit because of multiculturalism. And let me tell you one of the other downsides to multiculturalism. If you have a nation with a shared identity and a shared purpose and kind of shared feelings about things, you can operate with a much smaller government with a lot less restrictions on you because you have national unity. When you don't have national unity and you have multiculturalism, it forces the only way for the system to be able to work is a massive government with a lot of restrictions on everybody's lives, because they wouldn't be able to keep up without that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I understand to some of that, but from where you said with the white culture, do you think maybe with where we have like the mix of multiculturalism, do you think maybe we just kind of got lazy? Like they were more hungry. They started putting out more art than we were at the time, you know? Like there's more like they kind of started making ours like transpiring it. Like they have shitty rap music. I agree, a lot of rap music is shit, but also black culture with jazz.
Yeah, but
Like,
white
think
people
about
had that
jazz.
too. Like there was many other jazz wasn't the biggest form of music, back in the day. It was like rock.
Yeah. But I mean, still jazz.
Like the Beatles
is
were some of the
such
biggest
a-
things in the 1900s, Elvis, the Beatles, things like that.
But nobody would ever top like a Michael Jackson.
I would say the Beatles might. Yeah, the Beatles probably do.
The Beatles never could have topped Michael Jackson. That was the most famous man in the world.
This is actually a good
also
question.
owned
Let
the
me
Beatles
ask. Let's ask our wonderful AI right here. Who is bigger, Jackson or the Beatles? Because that's an interesting one. Who is bigger, Michael Jackson or the Beatles? Let's see what it says. I'm curious. Beatles, not even close. When it comes to like records sold, cultural impact, Billboard hits. And then it kind of even goes into explaining the legacy versus like who it inspired versus who Michael Jackson inspired. Michael Jackson was a massive figure and an extremely talented person who was killed by the Jews. But when you look at the Beatles, their cultural impact was arguably way bigger.
Yeah. I mean, I can't agree. The Beatles' impact was massive. Was a massive impact.
What do you think is the worst thing about white culture?
I would say the worst thing about white culture would be, I would say probably more the racism side of it.
Racism. So what do you like? Do you think white people are the most racist people? Let me ask you too. How old are you, by the way?
Oh, I'm 18.
Nice. Finish what you're. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Okay, so I would say like there are other races that are about on equal par with us on a racist level. Like I would say, for example, like Arabian, like Jewish, like along that race. I would also say Indians. Indians also they just say we're about the worst people on the planet.
Yeah, a lot of different people say white people are really bad. A lot of blacks say it. A lot of Hispanics tend to not say white people are bad, but Hispanics tend to all hate each other. Like Ecuadorians hate Mexicans. Everybody hates Mexicans. They all hate Cuba. Like they all kind of hate each other. All these South American and all these Hispanic countries. But I wouldn't say white people are the most racist, especially America when you look at it, because what they teach you in America is that America is systematically racist, that if you're proud to be white, it leads to slavery, KKK, and Nazis. But realistically, none of that is actually true. When you look at the history of World War II, it wasn't about being like necessarily pro-white as much as it was about the fact that it was like the 107th country that Jews had ever been kicked out of. But then when you take it to America, it's even a bit different. American whites are the people who fought to end slavery. You know, they died to end slavery, a lot of them. They gave their lives to something that they thought was bigger than them. And also you have to look at not only who brought the black people to America, but who sold the black people to America. So blacks sold blacks to Jews, and Jews transported them through the transatlantic slave trade to America. And then it all, in the end, throughout our history books, got blamed on white Christians. But then when you look at who wrote our history books, it was Jeffrey Epstein's girlfriend's father, who was a Mossad agent. So
it was Robert Maxwell who owned the McGraw-Hill history books.
Well, he owned Permagon Press, who worked with McGraw-Hill. But yeah, you're right there. So I'm glad you know all this. That's really good. All I would ask that you do, I'm going to give you a brief homework assignment. I'm going to move on. Just do a little bit of research on white culture and American history, because you'll see a lot of the things when they say systematically racist, etc., it's completely fabricated and untrue. And there's probably more logical arguments to go back to voluntary segregation than there is to continue to allow multiculturalism. Like, not forced, but voluntary at the very least.
Yeah.
But I just look into that, you know, whether you end up ideologically believing it or not, you know, that's one thing. But just check it out yourself, you know, do some history, read a little bit on the subject. There's a ton of stuff out there. But God bless you, brother. Are you a Christian?
Oh, yeah, I am.
Catholic?
Not Catholic.
Ugh. Okay. Do you think as Christians we should trust everything Jesus Christ has said and done?
I am a Christian, but I have my own personal relationship with God. Is kind of my standpoint. Like, I've never gone to church. I went to a Christian school growing up. And you know, I've been through all that, but I never really found love within the church. I'm more skeptical along lines of anything along the
You're
church.
18, right?
Yeah.
I went through that at 18. Trust me, you are not alone in that. It is I promise you'll find your way back. But I will say this. If down the line you do find yourself coming back to Jesus Christ more and more, come back to the church more and more, and you know, come along the belief of, you know, what Jesus says and does and what he said and did, that we should just put our full faith and trust in. Jesus didn't create all these denominations. He created the Catholic Church. And then, you know, years later, you know, some years later, hundreds of years later, they created all these different denominations after they got the Bible, and they started interpreting the Bible themselves instead of letting the church do it for them. But Jesus Christ left us the Catholic Church. So what I'll leave you with there is, if you do decide to, you know, make your way back more and more, try Catholicism out, or at least do some research on it. But God bless you. God loves you. Jesus loves you. And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you having a good discussion about it.
Hey, you're welcome.
Have a good day, man.
One. You too.
What a good guy. What a guy. Okay, you just seem like a weirdo. I don't even want to talk to you. Okay. Are you Indian? What race are you? Oh, she didn't want to answer. What race are you guys? Oh. That's a hard opener.
Nickel.
What? Is that a George Floyd pillow behind you? What is that?
What are you doing? Salish. Bro, that ain't even her pinky for real.
Are you guys retarded? I think they're retarded. Most women are.
Yo. What up?
I'm going to report you for being on here and driving.
Wow.
What race are you?
I'm Arab.
Oh, I'm definitely reporting you. No, I'm kidding. Oh, is that a black queen? How we doing? I love talking to a black queen.
Period.
Yeah, period. Okay, what's 34 plus...
Help me! Help! This bitch! Help!
Okay, you're... Like, what a freak. Okay, I don't even want to know what that is. Okay, let me ask you something. Are you a pedophile? Damn it. Damn it. He was definitely a pedophile, that guy. Are you a pedophile? No, you're not. You're young.
Fuck no.
Let's go.
Hell no.
Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. What race are you?
Huh?
What race are you?
Hispanic.
No shit, fucktard. Which Hispanic? I can tell you're Hispanic by looking at you. You got a mustache and you're brown. No shit. You got a chain on.
But what do you... Oh, like you mean what country? Couldn't you have said that, retard?
Okay. I can't talk to retards. I cannot talk to fucking idiots. Okay. Okay. That guy looked like a freak. Alright. Okay. Like, why does that... Like, who is that chick? She wears a fucking cross with her tits out. Like, what a cunt.
Alright, hey, what do you think about...
Someone said Trumpster space is popping off. Maybe we go back to X, check that out. Let's see. Let's tune in for a second. Beardson's in there.
is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm talking about the context of like just talking with people about like assassination. It's like not normal at all for like someone to talk about out of the blue, like in like a room or something in a house.
Well,
having their
with
phone
someone like
somewhere.
Nick, especially with someone
Yeah.
like I'm not a big political pundit like Nick. He's got a lot of influence. He's got you guys. I'm just some random person like doing my propaganda stuff. But Nick has a movement. Nick is a figure in politics. That's very strange to do with Nick. And it's not like Nick is Mr. like Rambo. You know, I was a former military guy. It makes more sense to joke with me than Nick. You know what I'm saying? You know, so it's like,
Yeah.
you got what I mean? Like, okay, Lucas Gage, former military, Dan was in the SEALs or whatever training, and Armenian so fucking with me on this topic makes sense. You know, maybe we should do this, LOL, right? That makes sense. With Nick, no. Nick is, I'm in the house, watching Euphoria or whatever he's doing, right? Playing whatever
Right.
game he's playing. Like, he's not Mr. I'm going down the field, let's throw fucking grenades and shit. So it makes no sense to do that with Nick. You get what I mean? Nick is not Mr. Fighter, you know? That's very strange. So that's why I was like, okay, this is weird, Chief. It's very strange.
Yeah, no, it's very bizarre. And again, if you're a person want to request, you can request the request buttons there. But yeah, I mean, it's just troubling for me. So, and pretty much, I guess what you're talking about also is that you pretty much like cut off that entire crew in like
Oh yeah,
25 or something, right?
One by one, I cut up. Well, look, I mean, when you have people who say they're Christians and they're selling shit coins and robbing people, and then the people around them aren't calling them out and they're Christians, and when that gambling ad came out, Jake facilitated that. Now, Jake's not Christian, so you can't be like, Jake, you betrayed your values. But Sam, Elijah, all those people on there, Morgan, they're all supposedly Christians. Why are they selling a gambling site? Why are they with Polymarket? You know what I mean? So like, all these people in this movement, they're doing the opposite of what they're supposed to be doing.
That's a little iffy. Gambling is not always sinful unless you're selling it. Like, unless you're addicted. The Catholic Church specifically teaches that, in moderation, it's fine. But I agree. Gambling ads are a little iffy.
Day about everything on my mind, all my frustrations, all of his frustrations. So he was a very close ally. But I cut off Sam because he teamed up with JD Sharp, and JD Sharp with Uncensored AI and Uncensored AI.
Okay, I don't know what the fuck keeps happening. Okay, I mean, I don't know what the fuck keeps happening. We're just going to go back to you, Mangle, for a bit, and then we're going to do the comments and get off. We'll do it for another 10 minutes. We'll try and get like 2 more good conversations in. Okay, fucking freaks, dude. So many freaks. Okay.
Oh, I was trying to act surprised.
Oh, you're from Canada? Who gives a shit? Okay. Let's find some Americans. Okay. Oh, you guys probably look like you're in the same state as me from that tree in the background. Nice. How you guys doing?
Where are you from?
Florida.
Oh.
We can definitely tell in a fake background.
We're from Georgia.
Yeah, you could tell this is a fake background, sweetheart. Way to go. Yeah, I wish I lived here. I don't. I do live in Florida, though. Okay, let me ask you guys. Who's the smart one? Who's the dumb one? Every girl group's got, you got your dynamics.
I think she's the smarter one.
She's the smarter one? Okay. What's 34 plus 66?
So she's the smart one.
Wait.
Don't look it up. Are you fucking kidding me? You're looking it up?
What was the question? What was the question?
34 plus 66.
109.
Way to go. Wow, you're a true genius.
Oh my God!
Let me ask you now. I got 2 more questions. What's the 19th Amendment?
Fuck.
Oh my gosh.
You're in history class. I haven't had history in 2 years.
What? The right to speak.
Holy shit. So you guys are smart. Wow. Okay, so let me ask you, do you think women should vote in America?
What?
Third question, do you think women should vote in America?
Yeah.
So you don't know 34 plus 66, which equals 100. The 19th Amendment is the woman's right to vote. You didn't know that either. But you, as an uninformed, retarded woman, think women should vote.
Wait, what was it? 33 plus what?
34 plus 66. It equals 100.
I think everybody should have the right to vote.
Even felons and children?
What?
Even felons and children?
Not children.
Oh, well, you said everybody. So where does the line get drawn?
What? I thought it was 100, now it's 100.
Yeah. It's okay. Stupid bitches quit. Oh, that guy was definitely a pedo too. See, that's what I'm talking about. Like, these women are just actually fucking retarded. Like, they this is why I go on here, is just to prove how dumb people are.
It's drunk as shit. Oh shit.
I'm not gonna reach. I'll be right back.
Okay. What's 34 plus 66?
110.
Dude, you're a white kid. You got to be smarter than this.
No, I thought you were making a reference about Trump.
What does that have to do with Trump?
Because the 34 charges.
Wasn't it like 36 felonies?
No, it's 34.
Okay, but how would that be? Like, what would the 66 plus be? And
I don't know.
How would the answer be 110? How would that be like?
I have dyscalculia. I thought you were making an anti-Semite joke.
Okay. What's 8 times 12?
8 times 12. Fuck. Oh. 84.
Dude, are you retarded?
No, I'm
96. Holy shit, you're retarded.
Carried it. There's
Okay,
no
please tell me you're smarter than the last retard I talked to on here. What's 34 plus 66?
34 plus 66.
Yeah.
10, 70, 90?
Yeah, there you go. 90. There you go. Okay, let me ask you, what's the 19th Amendment?
I have no clue.
Okay, do you think women should vote?
Yes. It depends. Some of them aren't really right.
Well, yeah. That's
Okay, so do you think women who don't know what 34 plus 66 are should vote?
No.
No, you don't think if they can't answer a 3rd grade math question, they should be disqualified?
Yes.
Yes, they should be disqualified or no?
Yes.
Okay, so you should be disqualified because the answer is 100.
All right. I can't vote anyways.
Yeah, you shouldn't. Ever. Are you a guy? What the fuck even are you? Okay. Some people are just free. Oh, that was a white monster can I skipped? Damn.
I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. We're going to get one more good conversation and we'll go to the comment. Okay. You're fake. You're not real.
Show?
Can you read? Yeah? You
I
look
can
fake.
read. Wait, are you like a Nick Fuentes knockoff? I swear you are.
I wouldn't say
Nick
Nick Fuentes. It's a different kind of show, but it's similar. We have, you know.
You sound like Nick Fuentes. Let me
I
guess.
do too. I mean,
Difference,
I'm wearing the
fuck all
sweatshirt.
Immigrants, America's women belong in the kitchen, anti-abortion, blah blah blah. I can read you like a book. Goodbye.
Yeah. Oh, you're from Canada. Who gives it? Why is your country allowing itself to be raped by Indians?
Sorry, repeat the question.
Why is your country allowing itself to get raped by Indians and migrants? Yeah. Most women don't have a lot of original ideas.
Stats for a stat.
Oh, Black Queen. Oh, we got a black and a whitey. Wow. Okay. I love talking to a Black Queen. How you guys doing?
Hi. Are you on a podcast right now?
Yeah, you're live on the air.
That's a green screen, baby.
Yeah, it is. Wow, you can tell. Holy shit, wow. What's 34 plus 66, sweetheart?
Sweetheart.
So most women get that wrong like you guys did. What's the 19th Amendment?
The Women's Amendment. I don't know. I'm not good with history.
Me neither.
Do you think women should vote?
Ask me a science question.
What's the powerhouse of the cell?
Mitochondria.
There you go. There you go. So you took 6th grade. Okay, so do you think women should vote?
Yes.
Why?
Because they should have a say in what happens to our country. And
Why? Do they have a stake in the country?
A what?
Well, when women turn 18, do they have to sign up for the draft?
No. They could though.
They could, but they're not forced to like men are.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we were forced to stay home and have children for
It
y'all.
should still be that way. Yeah. It should. It's the one thing you guys are actually good at. Now, what else are you guys good at? What else are women good at?
No, I'm about to argue with you.
What else are women good at? Let's hear it.
Okay, first of all, we're better than just making sandwiches. I don't even know how to make a fucking
you're right
sandwich,
about that
first of
because
all.
women don't even make good sandwiches. They're
No,
pretty
I
bad
don't even
at
know how to
cooking
make a fucking
nowadays.
sandwich. Don't
Women
put it
in
there.
today's
What are
age
you
can't
good
even
at?
cook
What
right.
are you good at?
What am I good
What are
at
you
as
good
a
at?
man?
Yeah, what are you good at?
If men
Yeah.
wanted to take women's rights away tomorrow, there's nothing women could do to stop it.
Yes, we can.
How? If men collectively got together and said, we're going to take all women's
wouldn't
rights
even
away
be alive
tomorrow,
without
how would
that.
women
You
collectively
wouldn't be here
stop it?
without a woman.
How would
Mind
women
you, a woman
collectively
gave-
stop men from taking their rights away?
Mind you, a woman gave birth to you.
Yes, women are good at one thing. I said that.
No,
Yes.
no, because you wouldn't be here arguing with me if it wasn't for your mother.
Yeah,
So why don't you
exactly. And
call
she
your
she
mo-
was
I'm
really
not
good
done
at
talking.
that. She was really good at giving birth.
Not done talking, by the way. Stop talking. I'm not done talking.
Who gives a shit what you're saying? You're not saying anything of meaning.
Yes, I am, because you wouldn't be here arguing with me right
Okay,
now.
so
if it
tell me
wasn't for
how
your
women would
mother,
stop
who
men from
gave
taking
you
their
right.
rights away tomorrow. If men wanted to enslave women tomorrow,
I'll
how would
unbirth
women
you.
stop it?
I'll put you back though. Exactly. There's probably more of us than there are all of y'all because we birthed
Barely,
y'all.
but
I
do
didn't birth
you
you.
think
Like,
do you think your average woman could beat up your average man?
probably, because y'all pussy ass bitches.
Guys, this is modern women. This is what they're like. This is how delusional and retarded they are. See, the reason women in the past acted the way they did is because they were actually smarter and they knew what men were capable of. Men have gotten so gay
because they didn't
nowadays
have a
that
fucking
women don't
choice.
respect them
Because
at
it was
all. But women don't
normalized for
realize
them
that
to
if
have
we
to
wanted to
stay
enslave
home
you
and make
tomorrow,
fucking
there's
sandwiches for
nothing
y'all
women
bitch
could do
ass
to stop
hoes.
it. Women could do nothing to stop men enslaving them. That is why men and women are not equal. That is one of many reasons.
Okay, and that's not how that should be. We gave birth to y'all bitch ass whores.
Actually, the whores are the women, actually, statistically.
Actually,
And
no,
second
no,
of all,
not,
beyond
no,
that,
no,
like I said,
no.
you saying they gave birth just only proves my point that they're good at one thing. They're not good at
Okay,
leading. They're
first of
not
all-
good at
first-
math. They're not good at science. They're not good at many things. But they are good at
First
giving
of all.
birth. Yeah.
Yeah, if we didn't have y'all fuck ass whores of a man to put a fucking dick up my vagina, I wouldn't give birth. You
Yeah,
wouldn't
I don't
be here
think
if that
anyone
were.
wants to. Wishful thinking, sweetheart. She laughed. Wishful thinking, sweetheart, that anyone wants that. That's great. That was probably a kid too, but what a fucking weirdo.
He must have heard that.
Chinky Maltasanti, how you doing?
What is the America Unfiltered show?
Wow, the woman can read. That's rare. How are you guys doing? Why are you guys all in a bed together? That's kind of fucking gay.
Super gay.
It is. There's two of you men in there.
Oh my god, your forehead is so glossy.
Yeah, I got bright lights shining on me.
Yeah, drop the skincare routine.
Yeah,
Theo,
it's
come here.
bright lights. Studio lights.
Yeah.
In your basement. Like, shut the fuck up.
What race are you?
Can you get pizza?
What race are you?
Pizza Hut.
I think you're retarded.
You talk
Okay,
about
we're gonna get
the
one more and then
weather.
we're out. One more, we'll go to comments. We'll get the fuck out of here. Okay. You look like a weirdo.
Oh.
Are you proud to be white?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, let's go. Let's go. Okay. I'll pay $5 Venmo to whoever slaps someone else in the face first on camera.
What the f?
If one of you smacks the other, I'll Venmo you $5 right now. You're all just gay.
Say wallahi, bro.
What race are you? Are you Indian or black or what are you? Towelhead?
What do you support?
I don't know. Oh, sorry about that, ma'am. Sorry. How you doing? Haley? Is that Haley?
How the fuck you know my name?
It's on your fucking wall.
No, it's.
How are you doing today, sweetheart? Let me ask you, what's 34 plus 66? Why are your eyebrows fake, and why do you have piercings on each side of your nose? Like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on?
No, that's a screen behind you.
Oh, really? No shit. No shit.
No.
People think they're smart when they figure that out. It's not that hard to tell.
I'm smart.
You're smart? What's 34 plus 66?
Why?
Because you said you're smart.
Yeah, because I'm smart.
Okay, what's 8 times 12? You're sucking a vape, so you're sucking a robot penis while claiming you're smart while being unable to answer simple 3rd grade math questions.
I'm smart.
Yeah, okay, so do you have an answer to either of the questions or no? 34 plus 66, 8 times 12? What's 5 times 30?
Huh?
Yeah. Okay, I think that's going to be the last one. We proved that another woman is, someone said that was so gross. I don't know which one that was too. I don't know which one that was too. She goes, Cheeto fingers. That was so gross. Someone said she likes you. Which one liked me? I don't even know which one you're talking. Dude, that one girl was a fucking freak. The one girl started yelling and crashed out. Okay, I think we go on to the comments, though. I think that was enough. I don't want to do a crazy long show tonight. Sometimes when I do this, I end up on here for 6 hours. I don't want to fucking do that. Okay, let's go right to the comments. Thank you for tuning into the show. Thank you for being fans of the show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow on all platforms. Join the Telegram channel and check out our website, autv.shop. autv.shop to get all of your America Unfiltered goods. But okay, let's go over to our comment section. Then we're going to sign off for the day. Groiper's mom goes, W show, happy Friday, James. Thank you for tuning in. Love you, Groiper's mom. I hope you had a good Friday as well. I hope you have a blessed weekend. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for saying you like the show. Truly appreciate that.
When's Fishback coming on the show, bro?
I'm not going to announce that yet, but it is. Don't worry, it's happening. Do not worry. And I will announce it soon, but it's happening. And to be honest, selfishly, the closer it gets to the election, the more I'm okay with it. Like, the closer it gets to the election, the bigger it is a little bit, but, I'm not really worried. Like, as long as it happens before, I don't care. But it is in the works. I'll release the date sometime soon.
My favorite black person is the one that says lock the niggas up.
Yeah. Myron Gaines?
We need extermination.
Okay, no, like, chill with that. That's chill with that. No. Disavow. Again... Groiper's mom, I love you. God bless you.
Subscriptions on Kick.
God bless you. Thank you so much. So appreciated. Thank you so much. 07s for Groiper's mom. Such a beauty. Thank you so much. Truly appreciated. Thank you. I always keep Groiper's mom in my prayer. She's awesome. I pray for all my viewers, but some I like more than others. I love Groiper's mom. She's so sweet. Honestly, like one of the kindest people. Like when you interact with her and just talk to her, whether, you're talking on the phone, talking, texting, one of the sweetest, nicest people, caring, very based in their beliefs and faith, which I really respect. Because you don't see that a lot, especially, not to call females out, but why am I afraid to do that? Especially from the female side. You rarely see, like, females in the Big 26 who are sticking with their faith and have strong convictions about, political topics and can actually articulate them. And she's able to do that. Such a, incredibly smart, based and very faithful woman, faithful to her faith, to her family, everything. So God bless you, Groiper's mom. Thank you. There's not enough kind words in the dictionary for me to say about you. But disavow the guy who wrote extermination. We're a Catholic movement. We don't want anybody dead. I do not want anybody to die. I don't want anybody get harmed. I want to restore America. I want to deport people. I want to remove people from America. I want to put people in slave camps. I don't want to kill them. When I say slave camps, I want to put the prisoners in the slave camps.
I don't watch the UFC, but I might tune in just to watch that sand flea get absolutely destroyed.
Dude, if I recruited one to the UFC, if I recruited one person to watch this Strickland fight, I did my work. Dude, these lights are so bright. Because here's the thing. When I start the show, it's like light out. So like I crank the lights all the way up because it looks the best. And then as it gets like dark, like as there's no light coming into my place anymore, then the lights just start super reflecting off me. It's so fun. I'm looking at myself and I'm like, yeah, I can see what they're saying. You can literally just see on my floor. I gotta like lean back. I gotta hit like a chill. Oh, I gotta like hit the right angle. I gotta like lean back to here. Like if I want to do this. And I look like a total fucking retard. But yeah, if I recruited one person to watch this fight, I did my job. Strickland, here's my prediction. Strickland's going to beat Khamzat on decision. Knocking Khamzat out would be hard. Khamzat's undefeated. But I think Strickland can take him in a decision for sure. Strickland is the man. If he could stuff the takedowns, he could win the fight. And he could stuff the takedowns.
James, we haven't heard you say wishful thinking, sweetheart, in a while. Say IT.
I said it tonight, actually. That was... Works out. You got to hear it.
Drop the Gulf of America t-shirt.
It's crazy because I used to sell them and like nobody bought them. Like very few people bought them when I sold them originally. I'll put them on. When I put stuff on for Monday, I'll put it on.
Anyone here apt the theory that states aliens are actually the 200 fallen angels? What do we think aliens actually are?
I think this response that Hunter put here is correct, and this is my belief too.
Our Lord and Savior is more than capable of creating another species on another world.
100%. Yeah. 100%. I do think that is what it is.
Are you still doing Umingle streams?
Just did one tonight.
James, do an episode with Christian.
Yeah, but like that would only be interesting for like 3 people. Overall, it would just be like an annoying conversation. Here's the thing: I like Christian enough that I don't want to not like him. And it's like if I do an episode with him, I can't promise I'm gonna like him at the end of it. Like I don't know if I want to do that. I like him. He's a good
That
kid.
would be very interesting.
It wouldn't, Christian. It would be interesting for you.
I've actually thought about doing a debate with him or something.
Christian, what would we debate on? Like what a melting pot is, and then you'll read me a ChatGPT answer on what a melting pot is. It's like, okay, nobody gives a shit.
We're just going to hear 1 hour of Christian debating what a melting pot is.
Exactly.
LOL.
Thank you. Exactly. Literally just reiterating my thoughts. Like,
you do know I wasn't talking about the melting just to talk, right? I was trying to educate him on the history of, because a lot of groypers think the term is solely a Jewish invention when the actual reason the term was created was to represent how diverse that time was. Jamin.
Okay.
You could have just typed that all in one sentence and could have simply said I was just trying to educate him on the history of the term.
Yeah.
Debate CFP on that one Trump tweet where CFP commented sometimes it takes big words to get something done.
Christian ends it with, you should consider it. I'll consider it, Christian. I'll consider it, but probably not. But I'll consider it. Maybe down the line. Here's what I'll do. Maybe one day I do a call-in show where I let people call in live, and maybe I just let you call in and me and you have a little back and forth for like 10, 20 minutes. I don't want to do like a full debate. It would just be annoying. If I'm being honest, like nobody wants to hear an hour debate between me and you about like fucking nothing. But it would be interesting. Like call-in would be fine.
Great stream once again. God bless.
God bless you too. Sorry to disavow your statement earlier, but I can't agree with it. I cannot agree with it. I can't agree with saying extermination. You know, we are a Catholic movement.
If Sean loses, I'm making love to the 12 gauge under my bed.
I saw a funny post earlier and it said, if I had 9 lives, I would blow my head clean off in front of people 8 different times just to fuck with people. And I was cracking up so hard thinking about that. I'm like, dude, that is hilarious. Like, imagine you have like a cunt of a girlfriend that you're like, you know, she cheated on you or something, and like you go to dinner at her family's house before you break up with her and you just like blow your head clean off at the table, but like you have 9 lives. I was just thinking of fucked up funny scenarios where it'd be funny to like blow your head off in front of a bunch of people knowing that you're still alive. Like if you're dead, it's fucked up, obviously. But like for dramatic effect and you'd still like that, the idea of that in itself is like kind of funny. But yeah, I get it.
What are your thoughts on the Virginia Supreme Court turning down the Democrats' redistricting attempt today?
I didn't look at the entire thing. I didn't look at the reasoning, but it's good for the right, so I'll celebrate it for now. I gotta look at it. I just didn't look at the reasoning yet.
Personally, I'm happy about that, Jamin.
I know you are, Christian. Why wouldn't you be? Okay, I think that's all the comments. It's showing that I have 15 more, but it's not letting me. Spotify has been weird. It's just been like hiding half the comments. So to whatever people commented shit that Spotify is censoring, sorry about that. Spotify's not showing me. It says 15 comments that I cannot see, and it's not letting me click. That's weird. Okay, but let's close out of that. Let's get okay. Thank you guys for tuning into the show. That's been the end of the show today. I hope you guys enjoyed today. We talked about the coordinated smear campaign against Nicholas J. Fuentes and his innocence. We talked about the Tyler Robinson case will have cameras in it. We talked about the alien files, how it's kind of just a distraction. We did a little bit of U-Mingle. We had some fun. Hope you guys enjoyed the show today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for being fans of the show. Please remember to like, smash the follow button, leave a comment. We read all the comments at the end of each show. Rate the show 5 stars on Spotify. Follow on all platforms. Join the Telegram channel to stay updated on all things America Unfiltered. And check out our website, autv.shop, and new stuff going into the store on Monday. So thank you guys for tuning in. God bless you. Please don't drink and drive, but if you do, call your lawyer first. I hope you guys have a great Friday. And I actually think normally I don't do weekend streams. I think I am this weekend. It hasn't been 100% confirmed. But the Crazy People podcast, I don't know if you guys remember my collab with the Crazy People podcast. But they said that they wanted to do a gaming stream with me over the weekend, like a Rocket League gaming stream. So I might get me. You guys might remember EHC from the Fortnite gaming streams. Me, EHC, Crazy People podcast, and one of their guys, and we do like a little just like debate politics while we play some video games. That could be fun. We might do that tomorrow night. No guarantees. Just letting you guys know though that be on the watch for that. But thank you guys. And I will see you guys either tomorrow or on Monday. Have a blessed day and a blessed night. Thank you. The America you once knew is dead. Forget everything you thought you knew. You have been lied to. Used. Turned into a machine whose only use is repeating political talking points that do not serve you. Voting for politicians that don't care about you and promoting division in a nation that needs unity. America is an empire, and like all other empires, it rose and inevitably will fall. Most people assume America will last forever. Generations have turned selfish, the younger generations feel contempt, the middle generation in today's day and age. If you worked minimum wage today for 40 hours a week, that would be $290 a week before tax, $1160 a month, or a little less than $14,000 a year. If that was your salary today, you would be homeless and relying on government benefits to survive. If you save 20% of each paycheck to save for a home, it would take you over 10 years to save up for a down payment, and you wouldn't even get accepted for a mortgage. The idea of owning a home and raising a family in it is the real American dream, and it is dead. Your average high schooler will be told 1,000 times before graduation that if they do not get into a good college and get good grades, that their life will be impossible. We send our youth to universities across America, and the kids who choose to not go seem to be far ahead of the students in life. There are about 5 college majors that are worth it and have a solid return on your investment. And when you look at the most popular college majors, they are some of the least profitable majors with little to no job opportunities. Another stat is that over 50% of people end up getting a job in a field they didn't even study for. So people are taking out student loans with incredibly high interest rates to end up not even using their degrees. 90% of the degrees are essentially worthless, and with the looming threat of AI, robotics, and labor shortages, the other 10% could be on the chopping block soon. This is our reality. We are a generation completely left behind, stripped of our futures before they even start, forced to work to survive but never thrive. The boomer mind cannot comprehend why our minds are the way they are. They can't understand why we feel contempt. They grew up in a world where you meet someone in your town, married them, bought a home, and started a family. For us, we try and meet girls on dating apps and social media, but unless you're 6'5" or crypto rich, you're probably not dating much because social media and access to dating worldwide has ruined it for everybody. Your average man stands little to no chance. How does an average office worker who goes to his local bar on the weekends compete with Saudi oil kings and offers to fly girls out to yachts every month in Miami? He doesn't stand a chance, and even if he does find a woman, most men I know have completely given up on the idea of finding a wife because dating has just become a humiliation ritual for them. Women want men to act like men but refuse to act like women. They expect a man to lead but are unwilling to follow. We live in the most sexualized generation to ever live. Kids are first seeing pornography at about 10 years old and having sex by 14. Women are taught that modesty is prison and sexual promiscuity is freedom. The feminist movement created figures like Bonnie Blue and started the rise in OnlyFans. And a woman will try and gaslight a man into thinking her posting her bare ass cheeks on Instagram is normal. This has made dating a humiliation ritual. Women once respected themselves, but now they choose to keep their private parts in public. Women now sexualize themselves for money and complain about how sexualized they are. Women are a massive part of the problem. The female mind was not meant to lead. Females are trying to girl boss their way through life instead of finding a man to lead, protect, and provide. This has led to the collapse of marriage and birth rates. Men don't want to settle. Being a woman is easy. You have value just for existing. Even a fat woman will get attention from black guys. Most men don't have that. You need to earn your value as a man through work and determination. And no man of value wants to settle for some girl boss who has had sex with over a dozen guys she doesn't even know. For men, you work and save with the idea of having what your ancestors had before you, only to realize that it is not an obtainable goal anymore. You won't find a woman like your grandma because they don't exist anymore. Your grandma was taught recipes and modesty by her mother. Your girlfriend was taught how to cheat and not get caught by call her daddy. The generational divide is incomprehensible for older generations. They assume things are more or less similar to how they experience it and don't care to learn about the challenges our generation has faced. If you are a 26-year-old like me, you have been alive for 9/11, the housing crash, the Patriot Act, COVID, war on terror, rise in social media, AI, processed foods, rise in microplastic use, school shootings multiple times a year, and cancel culture. This is a difficult stretch of time to grow up in and still have faith in the country. My generation has been put under a microscope. Every action you take is recorded forever. Our devices track us, the companies sell the data, and our private lives have become all too public. Little about your mind is organic like previous generations. Our mind are altered by subliminal messaging, pushed propaganda one TikTok at a time. The reason you think the way you do is the outcome of thousands of hours of social conditioning from social media algorithms designed to turn you into a slave to the system. Vote Democrat, vote Republican, no kings, abortion is healthcare. This is the mind of a slave, the mind of someone without the ability to create thoughts for themselves. When you lose the ability to think for yourself, that is the start of your own demise. Free your mind, create the realities they talk about, don't live in theirs. Don't be a slave to the system, hack it, manipulate it in your favor. We can't snap our fingers and change the world we live in, but we can take control of it, dismantle it, and create a system that fights for us, not for them.